There we go. Hey everybody! Uh-oh, what happened? We lost our screen. Uh-oh, what'd I do? There's my screen. Oh, Rob's not screen. Hey everybody, how's it going? Technical difficulties right off the hop. It wouldn't be my stream if that didn't happen. I wanted to say hey and welcome my special guest, Rob Ruiz. Rob, say hi. What's up?
Hi. How's it going, everyone?
Today we're talking about something that Rob's passionate about, WP Rig. And this is the first in a series, I think, where it's called Talk Devy To Me, which is a hilariously stupid name, but I love it. And it's about people who are doing cool things in development, telling me all about it and talking me through it. So, yeah. So, Rob, what's up? How's it going?
Good. Yeah, I'm doing good. We got a light dusting here in Omaha, Nebraska this morning.
Oh, yeah.
So that's good. Much better than what they're seeing over like on the East Coast or whatever. So, for anybody who's out there in one of these areas where you're getting dumped on, just know that I do not envy you. And
yeah,
and I'm happy.
I heard the U.S. is getting like a crazy storm. We up here in Canada, we call that a Tuesday, but that's it's pretty bad down there. So New York got it pretty bad, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Well, if you're in New York, my condolences. Cool. So what are we going to talk? What do we learn? Oh, you know what? I should probably drop some links. So let me get my browser open here. And so WP Rig is what we're talking about today. And I'm excited because Rob has been asking me to take a look at this for a long time. And I've been, I wouldn't say ignoring, just maybe not getting back very fast to you. So to make it better, we decided just come on stream and tell us all about it. So I just linked. Oh, Joshua Barrios from YouTube has got a Nebraska has been fortunate not to get the chaos of the storm. Well, that's good. Go and buy hats and mitts if you need them. Yeah. So, Rob, just so you know, there's chat in multiple places. We will see the chat. Where's the chat? You and I can see the chat in the Twitch chat in our little dashboard here, but I'm seeing stuff in YouTube that you won't see. So if there's something, I'll call it out, and then we can just chat about it. Yeah. Joshua Barrios, we are over in Twitch if you want to join the chat with everyone else, but you're more than welcome to hang out in YouTube with us. So he's taking this on my phone while making breakfast for the kids. Nice. Awesome. That's dedication. Oh, who's that? Throwing me error. We all know Ryan hates themes. It's all about blocks, eye rolls, insert here. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Anyway, sorry, Rob, I cut you off. Please continue.
No, that's okay. We're going to get into the blocks, sure enough. As a matter of fact, that's going to be my favorite part of this whole conversation. So stick around to learn more about how we do block development in themes, which I know is a hot take and a point of controversy, and I'm so excited to get into that.
Nice. So give me some history on WP Rig. I purposefully not, like you and I chatted a bit about it. You have some really cool stuff, and this is my baiting for you to talk about it. But I purposely have not dove into it, whichever one. So it's like kind of new, so I can do it. But I know there's a long history here. So let's hear a bit about that.
Yeah, there is some history. Yeah, so basically, I think it was first launched back in like 2018 or 19 or whatever. I don't know. I wasn't aware of it when it first came out. It was first created by a guy named Morten Rand Hendrickson, who is one of the lead instructors at LinkedIn Learning. And so he launched this thing in cooperation with a few other people. Felix Arntz is another person that people might recognize his name. But he works over at Google, and so he had something to do with that. And again, this is my rough understanding of things. I wasn't like involved in their little club when they first started WP Rig. I kind of came around after the fact. So so I ended up discovering a WP Rig through a little work project. I was working at an auction company called Proxybit at the time that doesn't even exist anymore because it got bought. And we were looking for a theme development framework to rebuild auction company websites with. And so we looked at all the big names. I found WP Rig. I ended up spending like a week looking into WP Rig. I thought it was great. Then I ended up losing my job at proxy bid, completely unrelated to finding WP Rig. So don't think that if you lose WP Rig, you're going to lose your job or anything. It was just because they got bought in the pandemic and a bunch of other stuff. They went public and all this stuff. And so company was restructuring. A bunch of people got let go. I was one. And then literally like 2 weeks later, while I'm scrambling to find a job, I come across this post on WP Tavern about.
Sorry, Rob. We're just getting interrupted by Troy Chaplin. You know that stupid thing where it sings the person's name on my stream? Yeah. They just interrupted that what you're saying. So sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah. So please carry on.
And interrupt me as much as you want so that I don't.
No. I just what you're saying is awesome. I just didn't want people to not hear it because of the stupid overlay thing. Maybe I'll just turn that off.
Yeah, for sure. Well, anyway. So I kept my eye on, I go on WP Tavern all the time just to see what's going on with WordPress because I'm a big WordPress nerd like that. And so I saw this post come up about WP Rig talking about how they were looking for new maintainers and didn't want to, I guess the original people were moving on to other things and didn't want to maintain it anymore, but they didn't want to just throw it in the can either. And they had already kind of like stopped paying attention to it for a while. Like it had already been stale for like a year or something. So I had already fell in love with the framework. I joined this Zoom meeting with Morton. He reached out to me afterwards. We had a few conversations, and long story short, he ended up just handing the whole project off to me. So Morton doesn't have anything to do with WP Rig anymore, and so now it's just me. And there have been some other light contributors here and there over the past 4 or 5 years, but a large part of what exists today has been basically just my passion time, the time that I used to dedicate to like local community WordPress meetups or like organizing WordCamps in Omaha or whatever. I then started pouring into something that could help, the larger WordPress collective, I guess, community. And so that's WP Rig essentially. And so I've been working on it for the past 4 or 5 years, and I'm so excited to talk about it today because I'm hoping that some developers out there get some benefit from using it, because I certainly have gotten a lot of benefit from using it on various projects over the past 4 or 5 years. So that's kind of that's the history of it.
That's cool. That's very cool. I mean, there's a lot of history there. That's amazing. Like it's cool. Like when I wasn't that familiar with it. Like I asked around. Like I was talking to my colleague Justin Tadlock yesterday, and I mentioned, he's like, oh yeah, I know, I've heard of that. And I'm like, of course you have. You know everything about themes. But it's super cool that you have that long history in there. I just want to make a shout out, James from YouTube. Thanks for dropping in here. And I turned off the background music and I turned off the announce thing, so it's going to be a little less interrupty from now on. So okay, so if I wanted to, are you looking for contributors, people to help out? I'm assuming that's always a big yes, but yeah, huge yes on that. We've always been looking for contributors. It's just that because it's not as popular as some other theme development frameworks out there, there's not a ton of people that contribute to it. But yeah, if you go on GitHub, you just Google GitHub WP Rig, you'll find our GitHub repo, and yeah, please get on there. There's, if you look at the issues tab, there's a ton of issues in there that are like kind of old. I haven't been. It used to be worse. It was like in the and, you just described all of WordPress.
yeah, it was in the hundreds, and I did go clean up a bunch of it, so it's now down in like the 60s or something. Eventually, I'd like to get it back down to in the single digits if possible. But yeah, no, if anybody finds anything, please let me know. I did just push out a new release on Sunday in preparation for this specific stream. Version 3.2 just came out on Sunday. And so I'm excited to talk about that a little bit too. And then I may or may not have just pushed some changes into the master branch like right before this stream.
Nice. So yeah, nothing like YOLO code.
Yeah, just YOLOing it in. Yeah. But I'm pretty confident that it works. It was very small. It was a very small thing, and I wanted to make sure that when we got into that part of things, that everything was just kind of magical, smooth.
That sounds like every client demo I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
yeah.
So people are getting antsy in chat. Throw new error says, so what does this do? What makes it so great? So let's stop yapping and start showing. So what do you got for me?
Do it. Okay,
you share your screen and I'll switch over to you, and I will. You can just talk us through it.
Yeah, that sounds good. And then we'll do. if you don't mind, like if you're because people join your stream to watch you code, not me, right?
Oh,
And so it's called Ryan Welcher
barely.
codes, not Rob codes.
Yeah.
So after I show
Okay.
it off a little bit, I'd love to I'd love to have you kind of jump in and do some of it as well, right? But I'll
Yeah, sure. I
get
mean,
up
people
and
come here to
running.
watch me type badly, so that's fine. Okay, so we are seeing your screen, Rob. So take it away. See what you
Yeah,
got.
yeah, yeah. So first things first, make sure you go over to WP Rig IO. You went to the website so kindly a couple weeks ago when I just straight up rated your chat and was like, "Hey, what do you
Hmm.
think about WP Rig?" And you went in here, you couldn't. I noticed you couldn't find how to get to the GitHub, so I added a little GitHub icon right here on the first tab.
It
So
helped me
you
this
know it
morning
says
when I was getting the
download,
links.
but you
Yeah.
don't download. Like I probably need to change the name of that tab because it's not going to download anything. It's just like this is where to go download it essentially, and so it just sends you to the GitHub repo.
Nice.
So that's the first thing. Just go in here, the old, whatever, copy the repo. We're just going to clone it in. I have a brand new, so I'm using local WP for my local environment, and I created one called Ryan for your stream today. And so this is a brand new WordPress instance. You can see the environment here. This is like straight up 2026. If we go into themes, you can see WP Rig's not in here yet. This is like literally brand new WordPress, fresh out of the install essentially. So I'm going to do is I'm going to open PHP Storm, which is my coding editor of choice. Make sure I've got the right window in here, and so people are going to see me dragging stuff around. If you're watching on your phone, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to like do any kind of zoomy, make the screen or make the text larger or anything like that. I recommend watching on a larger screen or something because I don't
You
want
you
to.
might need to zoom in just a little bit, just for desktop in general, if you can.
Yeah,
But
do you know how to
if
do
it's
that
a
on a Mac? How do we do that on Mac?
oh no, like just like in PHP Storm, is there not like a way just to make the whole just to make
The
the whole thing
text
bigger?
bigger? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Do
know
you
there's a
maybe?
presentation mode you can go into, but I always have a hard time toggling between that and
Oh,
like
there you
regular
go.
mode.
So zoom just what is it? Control. Oh, okay.
I
So
think that just changes the screen.
that did nothing.
Yeah.
Just try command. Troy in chat is saying command plus.
Yeah, I tried that. That like opens and
No, it
closes
doesn't work.
my
Okay.
folder.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. It doesn't look too bad to me, and I have old man eyes, so it's probably fine. Is there something under appearance, maybe? Like
Yeah, that's what
view appearance?
it's,
Uh,
maybe we could just go to help and type in font size.
or is it zoom? Is there a zoom?
Reset. I don't want to reset though. I want a larger
Yeah,
font size. Increase the size
I
of
don't know.
what's on your
Paul Byrne is it Alt. Troy's saying Alt Shit plus.
alt.
Alt Shift plus. AI told him. So what, Control Shift plus maybe.
I can't figure it out.
Okay, don't worry about it. Let's just keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
So I'm just going to go into my themes directory here. And in this new install, I'm just going to say open in terminal so that we could just go straight there without having to type CD a million times. And I'm just going to git clone WP rig. And that's it. We've got it already. And so we just CD into WP rig. And now we can do all the things that we need to do. So for anybody trying to do this themselves, do know that there are some prerequisites. You have to have Node or Bun, or you have to have npm or Bun installed. I don't know if you have Bun installed. I don't know if you also need Node. You probably do. I don't know. I've never tried to do this without Node. I've always had Node installed. So just Node and Composer. There's a lot of Composer stuff built into WP Rig for like stuff like PHP Unit and some other stuff. And PHP CS is in there too. So anyway, yeah. So now I'm just gonna run. I'm gonna be using Bun commands for everything you guys see here because I'm a big Bun fan. I think anybody who uses npm, you should probably think about switching over to Bun or at least try it. But I'll be using Bun. Just know anywhere where you see me type Bun, you can type npm if npm is still your flavor of choice for all these commands, except for the very first one, because in order to get Bun to install everything instead of npm, you have to actually use the bun. You have to say colon bun at the end. So if you're just using npm, you can just say npm run riginit. But if you're using bun, you got to say bun run riginit bun. And so in the future, it's very likely that WP rig will just bun will just be a requirement instead of node. But yeah, I don't know. For now, it's bun is still so new. We don't want to alienate any users. And then why is my dock stuck at the bottom? I don't like that. Do you guys see my dock at the bottom?
Just barely over the top of my the little blue bar there. There's nothing.
I don't know why.
Too crazy.
I don't know why. Usually it hides and shows itself. I don't get it.
Oh, James from YouTube is saying, "Bro, it just occurred to me that this was the theme I was starting to learn before I discovered Etch." And then he said he didn't get far into it, but he remembered it being a pretty cool theme system. Paul is also saying you can go to View, Appearance, Presentation mode.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
I don't want to mess with the presentation mode. I've done that before, and it's hard to get.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. It's
no worries.
It's good when you're showing one file, but we're gonna be bouncing around between a lot of files, and so
yeah, for sure.
Anyway, so it's installed everything, and then it gives you like a little guide here, like it asks you some questions. And so what I'm going to do is first thing it asks you, and this is really the only thing we have to enter, is the URL for your local environment. So mine is ryan.local in this situation. So I'm just going to hit enter. And then I just rock with the defaults for the next 3 questions. So you can just kind of hit enter, enter, enter.
Okay.
What
was that setting up? Browser sync? Is that what that says? Browser sync UI by. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, the first one was just HTTPS with browser sync, which we don't care about right now because we're not using HTTPS. We don't need a certificate, so I just say no. Right. But browser sync, enable live reload is browser sync, so that is going to be working. So yeah, nice. So we're good to go. So now WP Rig has been installed, and I always like to show people this just because it is kind of a gotcha. Like after you do this part, if we go and view our themes page, you'll see that WP Rig is here. But when you activate it and you go click here, you'll see like it kind of looks terrible. And so this is expected because all we did was we ran the install for WP Rig and then we activated WP Rig, but WP Rig hasn't run a build yet, like at all.
Okay, that makes sense.
It doesn't ship any built files. There's no built files in the repo. So you do have to actually run a build, and it tells you that right here. So I'm just gonna, like, we can start the dev server. I don't know that there's a reason to, because I guess I will just start the dev server. That way, if I want to like change some CSS and show people what that's like, then we can. So anyway, yeah, so this is now what it looks like. And it's also running, so like the other tab here, this tab, if I refresh it manually, it'll show. But that tab is not hooked up to browser sync right now. And so it's not automatically refreshing. If I do everything in this one now on localhost 8181, then it basically it proxies all the traffic, and now it will automatically do all the browser sync goodness, right? So if I go into, say, like here, and I go into assets and CSS and source, and I say, okay, I want to change all the headers colors to like, actually, yeah, if I want to change all the headers to like red or something, I could just say color red, save, and by the time we get over to this tab, you can see all the
nice
red, right?
That's very cool.
It didn't even have to refresh or anything. It just refreshes for you. And so that's just one example. Yeah, and then I'll go through like I'll talk about kind of my favorite parts about WP Rig from like a developer standpoint, like why I think this is a great development workflow, just, vanilla, without going into any of the like custom scripts or anything, which we're certainly going to go into, I hope. So my favorite thing here is the way that we handle assets in the theme, because I think when it comes to theme development, that's like the most important part of everything is how are you managing your JavaScript in your theme, and how are you managing your styles, because that's, the theme is controlling how your website looks, and so CSS is very important in theme development. So we've got a source directory, and you change all your code in your source directory. And the way this works is that automatically, if you create any CSS file in this source directory that does not start with an underscore, then it will automatically build that CSS file as min.css. Okay. And so, like, for instance, if we created some new page or something and we wanted like only enqueue that CSS on a new page, I could just go in here and I could say, we'll just call it new page, right? I'll just say, okay, yep, whatever, add it to the thing or whatever, yada, yada. Then we would just say, I don't know, something on this page. Let's just say like our eyebrow or something that we've got under our header needs to be font size of 0.5 em or something a little bit smaller, right? So you can see that, oh, well, you can't see apparently because I don't know if it's taken a while for, it should have already created my file here. I don't see it in here though. There should be something here that just says new page.
Is the
I think it's just
It's a
PHP.
dumb question. Is the build running?
It is running.
Yeah.
It's down here. It's running. It's supposed to pick it up. It might not do it with. So there's a new build system that I added, and so let me just make sure things aren't all the way broken right now from the YOLO edition earlier. What is this saying? No such file or directory.
You're missing something in blocks. Local sites running.
No, because I haven't added the blocks. I did YOLO mess some stuff up earlier.
Nice. No, that's good. Hey, man, it wouldn't be.
I'll fix it later.
It wouldn't be
blocks,
true development if there wasn't some YOLO thing. Well, while we're kind of break, there's a question in chat that people are asking, and it is maybe I missed this, but is this scaffolding out a hybrid theme? So is this a block theme, hybrid theme, classic theme? What kind of theme are we rolling with here?
That's a fantastic question. So by default, when you install WP Rig, you start with a classic, or what I refer to as a hybrid theme. I mean, classic, hybrid, it's kind of like classic themes are hybrid themes unless you go back to like PHP 3 or something, right? Like they added that API where you can add and remove theme functionality. I forget what it's called. We have a whole
right.
The basic.
Does it have a block.json file, or sorry, a themes.json file?
Not right now, but that's because we just installed it, right? So when you just install it, it's assuming that you're going classic, right?
Oh, okay, cool, interesting. So then you can just build on top of that if you need to.
Yeah. So, and let's see, we're about to see how broken this is now. Essentially, I think it's just the build that's failing because apparently it's not smart enough to know that if there's no blocks, then don't try to build the blocks. Yeah, we'll fix that in a little bit.
Hey, you've come to the right place for problems with building blocks. This is like the stream for that.
I know.
Everything I do is like, why isn't this building? Why is this broken? So don't sweat it, man. It's all good.
So here's what happened in WP in WP Rig version 3.1. I added a whole block building system into WP Rig so that you can do theme level block development. But then I realized by using the theme checker plugin that comes with WP Rig, when you run a CLI command, it installs it for you. It failed the theme check because it's got code in there that is for registering blocks, and so
and you can't do that on the theme.
Yes, because that's plugin territory, right? So so in 3.2, I kind of reverted that. I took out the block mechanism, kind of, sort of. The scripts are still in WP Rig, but the code that gets shipped in your theme isn't there, so that you can pass your theme check. So if you're using WP Rig to build a theme for, say, like the open WordPress.org repo or whatever, that way your WP Rig theme won't fail right out of the gate. So there's an opt-in situation now. So now if you want to build blocks into your theme, you just have to run a CLI command to like essentially inject the block system into WP Rig, and then you can start using blocks or whatever. And we haven't done that yet, which is why this thing is mad. So and cool. Obviously I'll have to add a check there, and I'll just have to say, like, look, if we don't have blocks turned on, like, don't kill the build, basically. So anyway, so let's
well,
talk.
It's really cool that you're considering that. Like, I think that's very, very cool, because I know that, like, when blocks were first a thing, the policy was 1 block per plugin. You can't have any blocks inside your themes, and everyone who's ever worked for an agency ever was like, what do you mean we can't do that? That's so dumb, because, like, why would, like, it's like so many times when you're working for a client, the blocks that you're building are so custom to that build that it doesn't make sense for them to be persistent outside of the theme usually, you know.
Yep.
So it's very cool that you're providing that sort of like option, which is neat because I mean, like, I guess that's the point of this, right? To make it as easy as possible. So.
Yeah, well, and so that was the big initiative. Like I created a blog post actually. If we go to, I thought I had WP Rig IO open here somewhere. I guess I don't. Maybe that's
I
it.
can get it here. What's
I don't
the?
like finding. No, it's all good. I got it. So yeah, if you go to news on WP Rig, we wrote a whole blog article here, and the whole point of 3.2 was like, we want to make sure that if you're building your theme on WP Rig, all you have everything you need to make sure you can ship with confidence, and that's no matter where you're shipping to. So if you're shipping to like your customers like website, right? Like let's say you're an agency, you're using this for a custom theme for your client, and you're shipping straight to the server or whatever, you're deploying straight there. You should be able to ship with confidence. If you're going to the WordPress theme repo, you should be able to ship with confidence. If you're deploying this to themeforest.net because you're selling this theme, you should be able to ship with confidence. And so we added Playwright, we added Lighthouse CI, we that little system that like add removes the block system, that's in there now, and then a bunch of other little things that just like help you test your code, right? PHP stand, we added PHP stand in there now. So if you've got like, if some of your code is written in a non-type safe way and you want to enforce type safety in your PHP, you can run PHP stand in your theme now, and it will go find anywhere that people didn't use types or whatever, right? It'll just check your PHP automatically for like stuff like that. So this is great if you're working on a team. Like let's say you're building a theme with like 2, 3, 4 people, and you want to make sure everybody's following the same coding conventions. Like all these tools that are built in help you do that type of thing.
It's awesome. I
Yeah.
think that's great. I mean, I'm all about. I'm like personally, I hate scaffolds. Like hate having to do the scaffolding part myself. Like setting up like static linting, setting up all that stuff. That's the stuff that's like you want to automate that stuff as much as possible, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
And so WP Rig just has it all wired in automatically.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's kind of like getting a Raspberry Pi kit or something. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
everything's already there, and not only is it all there, it's all kind of hooked together already too. So it's like kind of already working, and then you can rewire it however you want. So if you don't want to use PHP stand, you can just throw it away. If you don't want, if you don't care about whatever, like dark mode, light mode in your theme, you could throw that away. Like whatever.
Mm,
Like there's little opinions put in here, but also a lot of opinions. So like there's little opinions in terms of like how your theme should look. It is very much like a boilerplate theme, but there are opinions on like how to write modern code, essentially.
right.
So
Okay. Cool.
yeah. So anyway, so I'll show off the little command to change the classic theme into other theme paradigms.
Okay.
And actually,
Can you just shift your screen up a little bit? The your terminal. Yeah, there you go. It's just getting a little
it
bit
finally
cut
went
off.
away. The dock went away. I had to
Oh,
like,
you
yeah,
know.
we're good.
Yeah. Sorry,
So
shift it up
let's,
just a little bit more. That just your prompt, your command line prompt is just getting just slightly cut off. Sorry, there you go. Right there is perfect. That's perfect.
So thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
So
No
I'll go
worries.
into package JSON, and so obviously we have a lot of documentation on wprig.io. So you can go find like pages that talk about how to use all the commands there on wprig.io, and some of it is in the README too. But where I always go to see all the script commands is just go straight to the package JSON, and you can
Hmm.
see there's a lot in here. And so, and in PHP Storm, they put little play buttons here, so you can just like run. You can just click on this and it'll just run. You don't even have to type.
Oh, nice. I'm sure you can do that in VS
So,
Code. I just haven't figured it out how.
so here's the editor support. One, this. So what this does is this adds the site editor to your classic theme, essentially turning it into
Oh,
what many have started calling them universal themes, meaning that you've got the menu manager, you've got the customizer, you've got widgets, but then you also have the site editor. So it's kind of like a best of
oh,
both worlds situation here. And so
right.
that's it. It just did it. Like it's done. It takes like a quarter of a second to do it. And now if we go into here, we can see that if we go in here and we refresh, you can see now it says editor, and now we can use the site editor. It enables the
Very
site.
cool.
And then so you could take it one step further. Um, if you want to turn it into a completely block-based theme, meaning you want to remove all the other stuff.
Mm.
Like you don't want to have the mini manager, you don't want to have the widgets, you don't want to have whatever, all that stuff, the customizer, right? You can run this block based script, and that will like take it the rest of the way. So think of it as like a dial. We're just turning it from classic
I think it's
to
fantastic.
block based, right? And you can stop the dial in the middle if you want and say, well, I kind of want it to be a little of both, right? Like you can still
Can
do
you
that.
go the other way? Like, let's say I like. Okay, so I have two questions. First, when I initialize, is it possible via flags or something to say, init me a block based theme, or do you have to do it in that stepped way that
Right
you're
now,
sort of
you have to
describing
do it
now?
in the step way. I think that's a
Okay,
fantastic idea, and we'll add that in the next version.
eventually. Okay.
I love it.
So what if I
I've
wanted
done
to
that
go the other way?
previously, but I'm for whatever reason I just don't like flags because I never remember what they are, and so I don't
Yeah, yeah.
like typing them in, whatever. But yeah, no, we could totally do that. I think it's a great idea for anybody that wants to do that. I've thought about it. Actually, I've thought about adding it. I don't know if you remember when we initialized after it installed all the packages, it asked us a bunch of questions. I think
Oh, that'd be really handy. You said you want this
yeah,
to be blocked, blah blah blah. Yeah, yeah, that'd be
yep,
smart. I
yeah, I
I
think
think there I think there are going to be people that want to use this that like are all in for block themes because that's kind of like where people. I know not everybody, and that's cool, whatever. But it would be very neat to just be like, give me a block theme, give me this, give me a hybrid theme, whatever you're calling it, right? So those steps are just all automated, and it could just be a script that's like npm run double and npm run, you know. My other question was, what if I change my mind? What if I'm like, oh, I don't want this to be a block theme anymore, or block based theme. I want to go back to the middle one. I want to go
yeah,
back
no,
to
no.
classic.
So there's kind of no going back right now.
Okay, well
If
that's fine.
somebody
That's
wants
good.
to extend the script or add a new one or whatever to do that,
Mm,
I'd be happy to look at that PR. But like right now, there's no way to go back other than like going and editing the code yourself.
right. Okay.
Now,
And
so
and I think that's to be expected. I think it's like when you start adding things to it. I mean, short of just being like, RMRF everything and reinstall, like, yeah, okay, cool.
well,
I
and
just
that's
wasn't
the
sure.
other option too. Obviously, is like so. I guess if you're actually using this to build like a real theme, and you're gonna like you know keep working on this theme for a while, like if this isn't just like an afternoon project thing, I would recommend before you even start transforming your theme or changing anything about WP Rig, obviously create yourself a repo if you didn't
Mhm.
already fork it. So like there's kind of like two ways to do this. You could like fork WP Rig and then clone down your fork, right? That's one way to do it. Or you
Right.
could just clone WP Rig and then remove the link to the remote repo for WP Rig, create your new repo for your theme that you're building off of WP Rig, connect, do a git init, git remote add your new repo, right? And then
Mhm.
what I like to do is I will also git add upstream and then WP rig. That way, if we push out any updates, say 3.3 comes out, in a couple
Mhm.
months or something, you can pull those change. You can like merge the changes in from the upstream, right? Um,
Right. I
yeah,
see
yeah,
what you're
yeah.
saying.
From
So
the
so
upstream
you have
branch.
okay, so you're basically okay. See, I wasn't clear on that. What I was thinking was that this was like a scaffolding tool that just provided you all the files. Well, which it is, but so you could download like a zip and put it into your WP content directory, call it whatever you want to call it, and then it works like that. Like, or you could check it out as a repository with an upstream forked, all that sort of stuff. So it's more like my, and this is just me being dumb about it, but like I was thinking this is along the lines of like create block, where like you run a command, it gives you all the stuff, and then you can build with it. But
It's
but
both.
this is like an actual repo that you want to download for every project.
It's yeah, it's kind of
Okay.
both. It's kind of so
Okay.
it's not a it's not like a node package like
Right.
crate block
Well,
where
yeah.
you got an npx and all that jazz, and it just kind of creates
Mm-hmm.
everything locally. It's a repo that you're either cloning or forking or whatever. There's like a couple of different ways to essentially do the same thing, but it's
Mm-hmm.
a starting point, right? So you start from there. You have the package.json, you have the composer .json, and you run that install, and it installs everything that WP Rig like is set up to work with, essentially, right? And from
Right.
there, you can like disassociate it from WP Rig and just have your own basically fork of WP Rig, right? And then it like again, I like to what I'll do is I'll add WP Rig back to my theme as an upstream like dependency,
Which
essentially,
makes a lot of sense. Like that makes
and
a lot of sense
and
because
then you
then you're
merge it
getting
back
all the
down.
updates.
But all that
Yeah.
to say that, like, yeah, if you do something, if you go block based and you decide to go back, then if you've already started your Git history, you could just
Oh,
revert.
right. You can just revert. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's very
Yep.
cool.
So yeah, so now that we're block based, and I'm curious now if so it's still broken because I haven't enabled blocks yet. So that's the new feature that we added. So I have to go to theme enable blocks, and I have to run
All
this
right.
to tell it like, yes, we want to put blocks in our theme because we're not going to submit this to the WP org
Because we're not
theme repo.
savages.
Yeah, yeah. And so now will it work? It still doesn't work because I don't have a block in there. Well, now's a good time to show you how we add blocks in here. I didn't know
Yeah.
we were
Let's
gonna
see.
dive into it this fast, but I'm so excited
Hey,
for this part.
that's fine, man. We can
I'm
do
so
it. Sorry, I'm all about hijacking whatever plan you had
yeah,
and,
yeah,
and
no, no, no,
putting it,
no. Well, it's
throwing
kind of
it
just
out,
because
and
YOLO added
putting you on
that
the
stuff
spot.
in earlier. So I mean, I guess I could always revert the changes, but
No.
yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah,
this
no.
is great. I mean, I don't think anyone is on the stream going, "Oh man, this thing's broken." I mean, clearly there's a lot going on
It's only
here.
been broken for
Don't even worry about it.
it's only
Like
been broken for
8 minutes. Yeah.
45 minutes. Yeah, yeah. So now let's show what it's like to create a block. And like I'm not going to use the play button here because I do have to like type in commands or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So let's build some blocks. So I'm just gonna run um, uh, block new, and
You
then
sound convinced.
we
Block
can just
new.
type in the name of the block. So
Okay.
it could be any block. I always use the example of like an icon block. I know that there's an icon block now, but for the longest time there was no icon block.
Well,
So
there's not quite an icon block yet. It's still in development.
okay, well, we're gonna make our own icon block. Let's go.
Yeah.
So then you do have to type name equals and then icon. Like, so this is
Okay.
so that you can discern like what the ID of the block is versus like how you want it to be displayed, when you're choosing the block, right? Like the block title or whatever. You'll see in a second. So
Yeah.
so that's it. It just created a block, and now there's a new folder called blocks that didn't exist before in our assets directory. Here you can see it right here. And then
Oh, nice.
there's our icon block, and then like it just scaffolded our block. And you'll notice that I didn't type in mpx at WordPress create block, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it did actually use create block under the hood. So
Oh, nice. The done message looked strangely familiar to me, so I was like, oh,
yeah. So let me explain to you what I'm doing here, Ryan, because like this is the reason why I've been most excited to join you today. So first of all, I love create block, and I've been using it for a while now. As a matter of fact, I had a question about it like a year and a half ago or something. I reached out to you. I was like, man, I'm trying to use this thing. It's not working. And you taught me about the cache thing. I didn't realize that the npm had a cache, and you were like,
oh yeah,
you gotta clear the npm cache, because I was trying to use you guys had just started adding the new dynamic stuff to it or whatever, right?
Oh, the variants, right?
Yeah,
Where you
the
could do
variants.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that stuff's
Yeah.
pretty powerful.
Yep. And so I when I was pulling it down, when I was creating blocks with it, it didn't know what the heck I was talking about. I was like, this thing is broken. And then you were like, oh no, you gotta clear the node cache because we just added that.
Yeah, it happens to me like once a week easily.
Yeah. So anyway, so I love create block. And so when I set out to build this, I was like, I just want this to work like create block because I love create block. But I wanted to do it in the theme, and also, so let's rewind a little bit. So how does WP Rig do what it does?
Oh, you made a wise choice, my friend.
I'll tell you what it's not using. It's not using Webpack, and Create Block uses Webpack. It used to use Gulp with Babel, and that's why it used to be so slow. As of 3.0, when I released 3.0, it got 4 times faster because I had started to remove Gulp entirely from it, so I had it like
Mhm.
halfway removed in 3.0, and so we got 4 times faster. And then in 3.1, I removed the rest of Gulp, and so now Gulp is completely removed, and Gulp was using Babel, and so it was a Gulp Babel thing, and that increased it another 4x. So now, if you compare like version 2 point whatever to 3.1, um, the whole thing runs like 8 times faster because we're running on ES
It's
build.
amazing.
So
ES
this,
build is
yeah, yeah, yeah,
the build process? Okay.
yeah. So we're using ES build right now. Now that may change in a future version. Uh, Eventually, once Bun like hits full adoption, which I don't think we're quite there yet, it may just be Bun. Everything, the whole thing will just be Bun. Like
Okay.
the build process will just be Bun instead of using ES build. But it's still, I think it's still too early. Like, just not enough people have adopted Bun yet. I don't. It's too dramatic of a shift right now. So, but just keep an eye out for that, people. Like right now, we're using ES build because it is super fast. But in the future, we may just switch to Bun because Bun is actually in some situations a little faster than ES build.
Right.
It's not much faster at this point. It's like, we're talking Ferrari versus Lamborghini situation. But
Right.
if we could have just one thing that manages the packages, that acts as our npm, that runs our build, and maybe we can even like spin up a local server and like not have to do like a local WP thing in the future. I don't know, we'll see.
Right.
Like, it'd be nice if we could just do it all with Bun.
Yeah.
uh so
Well, there. I mean, on that note, like, have you thought about using like WP-ENV for the environment, like
yeah, i
including
have
that as
i
part
have
of it? I
Yep.
mean, I know not everyone likes Docker based stuff. I have my qualms with it, because you have a hard time getting access to like the debug log and stuff like that. But anyways, it's something to think about.
Yeah, for sure. The reason I thought about WPENV was I was hoping I could add a more thorough testing situation in a CI/CD pipeline. Uh,
Okay, yeah,
but because of the Docker whole situation, like it's just pretty heavy once you add Docker in to like
yeah,
like in a CI/CD pipeline to like reconfigure the Docker situation to have it be more WordPress oriented. And like I don't know, this is a while ago. I experimented with it like a couple years ago, and there was just some conflicting going on there, and I was like, I don't know if this is going to work out. But that
yeah,
was the hope, was like you could run a command on the server, spin up WP env in the server, and then like headless test the theme like all in your CI/CD pipeline. That was kind of the dream, but we didn't quite get there. Maybe we will in the future. And WPNV is very interesting. I'm not like opposed to Docker, but again, like local WP is like very very easy for me. So I
yeah,
just
for sure. And like whatever it's nice that you're not tying to anything specific. Like you use whatever you want, because I think a lot of WordPress developers are very 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 tied to their workflow, and why not, right? Like that's not like, if you're already learning a new framework, why do you need to learn a new development environment or whatever? Somebody has a question, and I don't know if about. So you're saying, so the blocks. Okay, show me how the blocks work and build and are structured, because I've noticed immediately that the structure that is output is a little bit different than what I would see when I'm looking, like when I would build a block. Not saying it's wrong, saying it's different. And there's a question about from Throw New Error saying, what if I want a custom Webpack config for blocks, which is not going to work because you're not using Webpack. But
right.
so
So you
maybe
would just change
let's see.
you'd make changes to the ES build script is what you would do if you wanted to
Mm-hmm.
like tweak it. But to be honest with you, I don't think you're going to need or want to tweak it, because the way it's
Okay.
working right now is really really nice. So the way this works is, so WP Rig already has a watch server built into it, because we're already building your JavaScript files, your CSS files, all that stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
the theory here was like, well, what if we could just have the blocks get built the same way? Like, what if we just have the dev server running, and whether we're doing block development or the theme development or whatever, what if it was just all the same? And it doesn't matter what I'm changing, where I'm changing it. If the dev server is running, it's changing it real time. And when I go in and whatever, look at my demo site, it's all updating real time, right?
Yeah.
Like that would
Yeah,
be
I think being able to customize the Webpack for blocks, I think that comes from a necessity where like, because when you use create block to scaffold a plugin that contains a block, you may also want to have a plugin that contains a script that you're going to enqueue that maybe has slot fill or something else in it that's not block related. So that's where the need to customize the Webpack config comes from in that sort of realm.
Okay.
I would imagine with what you have set up, you wouldn't need to do that. You just need to build another JavaScript file that you're already building by another means, right?
correct.
But and correct me if I'm wrong. Like I'm just guessing, but
No, you're right.
like
You're 100% right.
I would wonder. Actually, throw new error. In what world? Well, that's not the right way. But like, what would you want to be customizing that you couldn't do? Like what? Why would you need in this scenario of having a theme where you're building other JavaScript files? Why would you want to modify the Webpack config? Just so we have a case that we can discuss. There's also a question about interactive blocks, the interactivity API.
Not there yet.
Not there yet. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's a little too new for like, I'm just keeping up with all this has been a lot for me, but yeah, no, I'm interested in it. I'm very open to it. If anybody wants to, whatever, create an issue or submit a PR that like helps us hook that in, I'm very, very, very interested in that. I just haven't got around to it yet.
Okay.
So, but I think that's a fantastic idea. Yeah. So basically, here's what I'll say. Like, I would leave it up to somebody like you, Ryan, to like go in and look at this script, this blocks.js file, because this is kind of where all the magic is written, and just kind of see what it's doing. But I'll give you the summary of it as from just a human clip notes.
One human to another.
Yeah. What it's doing is it's actually doing the npm x create block like command.
Okay.
And just to get the file structure. And so it just says, we're going to create a block with create block, but then we're going to take all the files that create block gave us in the exact structure that it gave it to us and everything. And we're going to just throw them up here. And then we're just going to watch them our own way and Webpack, you can sit aside this round. Right.
Okay.
And so then I have my own ES build script that builds the blocks in a similar fashion to how Webpack does, but like much, much faster. Like insanely faster than Webpack. I would say it's easily 3 to 4 times faster than Webpack. That's probably being generous, actually, because ES build is really that fast, and Webpack is really that old and slow. Like, to be honest, like Webpack is like on the deathbed, in my opinion, in terms of build.
Okay. Okay. I have to ask this question because it's been bugging me since you scaffolded it. In your block, you've got icon, and then in your source, you've got edit index and what's else in index.test. So some testing stuff. Why is block JSON outside of source? And is it in the build?
Because the theme looks at the block JSON. It only looks at the source to build everything. And then when it comes to actual, like what runs in WordPress, only this runs.
Right. So in your block.json file, are you referring to the build directory?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. So you're not because you're not using the Webpack build, it's not doing anything that it would normally do. Okay. And this is not to say that this is wrong. I kind of like that there's a single source of truth and you don't have copied things around. Yeah. Okay, cool.
And if we want to add another block, we could just keep going. Right?
Right.
If this blocks folder.
Troy's got a really great question. Are the blocks all being compiled as a single JS file, or are they individual files?
I mean,
they're all registered individually the way that like all via block JSON, you're calling register block type, all that sort of goodness. Okay. Yep. Cool. Because I know that was the thing that we used to do way back when I was at 10 Up and we were like first getting it into blocks. We'd have like one JavaScript file that registered all the blocks, which was great if you needed all the blocks. But if you wanted to not have one, that's not great. Okay.
Exactly. Keep in
Cool.
mind, WP Rig, I'm very obsessed with performance. And so
Yeah.
it's all about making sure your theme is as performant as possible. Um, it's all about those 100 page speed insight scores, right? Like,
For sure. For
yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah. So,
Are
so
you
yeah,
using the block manifest?
no, no,
Okay.
I don't believe so. No, there's no block manifest from what I understand.
Well, when you're registering your blocks, so in the there's
What we
also
do
not
with
an index
PHP,
file.
so it adds when we ran that add block support or whatever,
Yeah.
like enable blocks for the theme,
Mhm.
it added this blocks component. And so this blocks component basically contains all of the server side logic necessary for like whatever seeing the blocks, right, registering them
Okay.
server
Yeah.
side, right. And so what it does is it scans that folder and like just loops through what it finds when it scans it and just
Mm-hmm.
follows a pattern and says, okay, I'm gonna find this block JSON, that block JSON, this block JSON, that block JSON, and it just
Right.
yep.
Okay. So something that that this might benefit from a performance standpoint is, are you parsing each individual block.json file like on the server to load it? I'm assuming yes.
Probably.
Which is what you would do. So with the block manifest thing, which is relatively new, it's what it does. So first of all, the scripts package, which I don't think you're using, has a manifest flag. So what it does is it builds out a PHP array of all of your block definitions and loads that instead of parsing the JSON files individually. So that might be a thing that you could steal and make it a little bit more performant, because there's always going to be a hit for parsing a file directly, right? Whereas if you just have that PHP available to you, I don't think it becomes really important until you have a lot of blocks. Like if you got one, I don't think you're saving that much. But if you've got 20, you probably could be,
Yeah, for sure.
So,
no, I love that idea.
yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna leverage your viewership here and like ask anybody who's watching right now, if you feel squirrely, if you wouldn't mind like going and creating an issue on the WP Rig repo real quick for exactly what Ryan just mentioned. Like using block manifest to register all the blocks. That would be great.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
I just linked the issues in chat, so if anyone wants to go and do that, and if no one does it, I'll probably do it after this just to help you out. But
Perfect.
this is really cool. Dynamic blocks. So it looks like you're registering a static block by default, right? Do you have the option to create dynamic blocks? I'm assuming yes. I'm just gonna start saying I'm assuming yes and just let you answer. So, there we go. New dynamic. That's what did it.
I don't know what we would call this. We'll call this testimonials.
Sure.
Right, because it's probably a custom post type, so we probably want to query them like real time, right?
Well, not necessarily. It could be like the beginnings of the interactive block. Most people build dynamic blocks now because of how much of a pain in the ass static blocks can be when you're in development. You get the constant block validation
WordPress
errors.
Developers don't like React very much.
Oh, some don't.
It's kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie, but it is extremely handy to just have your if you're looking at the screen here, to have your render PHP and to just go in here and just start typing.
100%. 100%. There's
right?
you don't run into any block validation errors, which is a massive issue. Because there's, not to devolve this into the differences between static and dynamic, but like when you have a static block, you can't update. You have to manually update every instance of that block across your entire site, and that is a huge pain in the ass for let's say you haven't seen it, like you worked on a site 5 years ago, the client comes back and says we have brand new we have a new branding strategy, and all your blocks have to be now updated. Like that's and you've got 10,000 instances. That's not fun. You're gonna have to pay some junior engineer
you open
to
up
do
all
that.
those pages,
Someone like KevXB.
The little button comes up that says like something's wrong with your block. Do you want to try and automatically fix it or whatever? And then you got
to block deprecations, man. That is the bane of my existence.
Yeah.
But if you want to learn about them, go to blockdevelopercookbook.com. I've got a tutorial on how to deal with block deprecations. What was the other? Oh, TypeScript.
Yeah.
Can you write blocks in TypeScript?
Ooh.
Hard questions. It's the hard questions. I know.
Yeah. Currently, no.
Okay.
But that is because, again, this is based off of CreateBlock, and to my knowledge, CreateBlock does not let you.
It supports TypeScript. It
It
will
does?
build TypeScript files. Yes, it will build TypeScript files.
Well, then my
So
guess is you could probably just change these to TypeScript files if you wanted to, and it would probably just work.
Let's try it. Let's try it right now. Let's do it. I want to see it.
I'm down. Like, whatever. Okay, so let's
If it doesn't work, that's fine. I like it doesn't matter. I
Right.
just
Okay, cool. So here we are in our edit.js. So you're saying, okay, so is this the idea? Is we just change this to
yeah, just make it like .ts.
okay.
Well, .tsx I think for those, but
Yeah.
and then just see what the build. Oh, Troy created that repo, that issue for you.
Thank you, Troy.
In the repo. Because I mean, like TypeScript errors aside, like dealing with the TypeScript is one thing. Like that's something that the developer will have to do. But being able to just to transpile those TS files and TSX files into JavaScript files that get loaded, that would be cool.
It's not even letting me rename. What is going on here? Edit.js.
Because, like, for example, sorry, I'll ramble while you're fixing that. But like, for example, like the interactivity API, which is something that I'm like all in right now, it absolutely supports a TypeScript, and so just being able to compile those files, and scripts does do that. It will compile TS and TSX files into JavaScript files. It doesn't handle any of like the TypeScript checking or any of that stuff for you. Like you'll have to do that. It doesn't provide types, any of that sort of stuff. But just being able to do those. Oh, while we're doing this, I want to give a couple of shout outs. Somebody subscribed, Lord of Blood, SRB, fantastic name. I say it every time. Thanks for the sub. Cabot from WordPress VIP, thank you for saying, hey, welcome to the chat. If I missed anyone else, first time chatters or whatever, I'm sorry. There's a WordPress dev today that's got a couple questions. Any commands to sync files local /staging/production? I'm going to highlight this so we can see it. Any commands to sync local staging production files or any AI assisted development? I know you've got some stuff going on there.
Yeah. So I don't want to say too much here. Okay. But here's what I will say. So WP Rig is an open source theme development framework and will always be an open source theme development framework. However, I am currently working on a product that is built on WP Rig. And it's a very good question, and it is something that's solvable, but it's not solvable with just command line and an editor, right? So I'm working on an application. It will be a desktop application, and it is essentially a theme development application, a WordPress theme development app, and it's built on WP Rig. That app,
and it's AI enabled, or is this?
And that
it will be maybe.
and that app is in development right now. It already has the functionality this person is asking about.
Okay.
And it will be coming out this year.
Oh, very cool. All right, so we'll keep an eye out for that. I'm assuming it will be paid because it's a pro level, and that's fine. There's nothing, but I'd be excited to take a look at it. I tell you what, when you release it, let me know, and we'll have you back on, and you can show us what it does, and then if people want to buy it, that's up to them. How about that?
I would love that.
That'd be great.
We're getting errors. We're getting errors
right
okay.
out of
the Ryan.
But what's the error though? Is it expected but found? So that's a build error. Attributes. So where's the error? Let's look at the.
Is it? It's up here.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't know what to do with it. It's not part. It's not.
It's probably because ES like the build script in ES build is probably not prepared.
Yeah, you probably have to tell
do
it.
the TypeScript stuff.
Yeah, like the scripts package has a TS loader and stuff in it. Like it's been configured to be able to handle it. So you'll probably have to do that if that's something that you're interested in doing.
It is actually. That's
yeah.
I mean, I would love all of WP Rig to be TypeScript, to be honest. At the end of the day.
Well, I mean, TypeScript is like in WordPress. In WordPress, TypeScript's in a weird spot because everyone wants to write in TypeScript. A lot of Gutenberg is written in TypeScript. I believe there's sort of like an official, unofficial policy of like all new code is written in TypeScript. But all of our types for the extenders, the folks like us that are building on Gutenberg, all those types don't really exist. So it's like you can get them from definitely typed, but they're out of date, and so we're in this weird like cart and horse situation, which kind of sucks. But yeah, I don't know. I think being all in on TypeScript is probably the way to go, even though it makes me cry every time I work with it. But I mean, that's because I'm a crappy developer though, so it's making me do real development stuff.
Well, here's why I like TypeScript. And going back to the question earlier about AI, another thing I'm very happy to say, I'll I can talk at length about this, is that the next version of WP Rig, so this will be 3.3, along with other minor things, like if people are in there creating issues about what we talked about, these small things, like I'll just throw those in, no big deal. But the big thing for 3.3 is going to be enhancing the AI discoverability of WP Rig. So for those that are using editors like Cursor or Anti-Gravity, or maybe you're using Claude Code or whatever, I want to make sure that WP Rig's code base is optimized for use by those agents, essentially. And so that will be that's what you can expect from WP Rig 3.3 is we'll make a bunch of changes to the code base to essentially enhance discoverability. And there's already an issue in GitHub to I guess help me keep an eye on that goal that I created. And so so that's what everybody can expect from the next version of WP Rig is that, and it'll be fun to see how good agents can work within WP Rig after that. And then obviously there is some, the reason for that is a little bit selfish because, and to be honest, like this idea for the product that I mentioned earlier has been around for a while, but how realistic it was to actually make this product, it was less realistic 2 or 3 years ago. Now it is a lot more realistic. So all that to say that one of the big reasons why I'm going through and committing so much time to kind of revamping and re-architecting and kind of refreshing WP Rig right now in version 3 is to make sure that what I'm building on is optimized for the future.
Yeah, I think if you're not doing that, I honestly think if you're not doing that, you're in trouble. Like I think anybody building products, especially stuff like this, like code-based stuff, because I mean like AI is getting so much better. It gets better every day. Like what's that quote that Matt always says, like right now is the worst AI will ever be, like it just gets, Yep. And so if your products or your tools or your scaffolds or whatever are not embracing that, and they're not like looking for like I just need to provide good code and the AI will figure out the rest. Like I could see a lot of those scripts. No, you don't need those scripts. But the other thing too is like AI loves command line stuff, right? So if you're able to like optimize, like for example, our WordPress Studio just came out with a new update to the CLI, and like you can tell Claude Code, hey, go spin up a site, do this, do that, do this, and it does it all command line because it's all available, which is really, really cool.
Yep.
So, I
Yeah,
mean,
and
if you can just tell it, I need a new site with blocks and I need this, that, and the other thing, and build me 4 blocks and they look like this, and you go and have lunch and come back and your project's done. Amazing.
yeah, and that's going to be part of that next version. Is I'm going to be testing a lot using now that 6.9 is out and the abilities API is out there. Um, I'm going to
Mm.
be playing around a lot with the AI experiments plugin and the MCP package
The,
repo, whatever
yeah, the
that's out there.
adapter.
And
Mm.
I'm gonna let's just say we'll be playing around with that a little bit for sure.
That's awesome.
Because I have a feeling that's a lot of what's powering what you're talking about right now with WordPress Studio, and so yeah, I'm very excited to see what happens. I'm very obsessed with AI right now, and so yes, finding a way to facilitate all this with AI is 100% at the top of my mind. And back and to your point about the scripts, here's what I'll say about scripts. I think scripts are actually not less beneficial than ever. I think they're more beneficial than ever because what I've noticed using AI a lot to generate a lot of code is it does have a tendency to just like make up however it wants to do something. And so it can be extremely non deterministic. And in some situations, that's not great. Sometimes you just want something always done a very specific way. And so in that situation, having a script that you can rely on to always do it the same
Yeah.
exact way is very, very nice. So that you don't have to worry about, oh, well, that way you're not like betting on the slot machine with AI every time. You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree 100%. Like you give the same prompt to Claude Code 3 different days, you'll get slightly different outputs unless you start putting in guardrails with like an agents.md or whatever those files are that say, like, unless you tell it what it can and can't do, you're going to get slightly different. Like I just had a fantastic experience like last week with Claude Code where I was like, I want to build a VS Code extension that does this, 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 and this. It did a plan. It built it out. It worked beautifully. I did the same thing last night with like a block. Failed horribly. Didn't work. Like I had to tell it, no, everything you're doing is wrong. And so it's a very like you said, it's non-deterministic. It's going to be different every single time unless you tell it how it needs to go. So to your point, yeah, scripts are a thing. All right,
Yeah,
so let's
and I
build.
think they're
What are we
awesome.
building?
Yeah. So, dude, are you gonna jump in here and like try to spin
Yeah,
up with WP Rig?
let's do it. All right, I'll switch over to. All right, so there we go. Can you see my screen, or like, are you?
Well, not right now. I can't.
Maybe jump over to
Just
the
show
stream and
your
just
face.
mute it.
I can't see. Oh, wait, I can see. Include camera. No, it doesn't.
No,
It's,
I think you have to look at the actual stream. Like just head on over to my actual Twitch stream and just mute it because the audio will be delayed, but you can see what I'm doing and what I'm more importantly what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll
so I
the
am.
laptop that's muted, so we don't have any like weird feedback.
Yeah.
issues.
Okay, cool. So I am at. Well, first of all, chat. What am I building? You tell me what I'm building because I haven't cloned this or anything. So I'm going to use this template. Nice. Wait, if I use a template though, I lose the upstream, right?
I don't know what you mean.
Sorry, I'm looking at I'm on GitHub for WP Rig. I might just should I download the code or should I fork it? Or should I use there's option to use it as a template?
If I were you, I would just clone it for now because you're just playing around, you're just testing. But yeah, if you're creating a real project, then I would either fork it and then clone the fork, or I would clone it and then like clear the remote link.
Okay, so where am I? I'm in. So just so you all know what I've done, I've set up a WP Rig project in Studio. I'm in VS Code, nothing fancy. This is just the root of the repository here. So I need to go into WP content. Again, I can't type because my damn mic's in the way. All right, so I'm cloning this into here, right?
Git clone. In your themes directory. Yep.
Oh yeah, that's probably CD themes. And then git clone, and it's going to be this, and I'm going to call it.
Hold on, are you in themes, or you need to? Oh, there you go. Okay, sorry, the stream is a little.
That's okay. I'm going to show the demo. Okay, so we're going to clone that into. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, so now in my chat, let me know if I have to move some cameras around. Just in case. Okay. So in here, so in content, I've got themes. I've got this RWC demo. So this
I think
is
you had
it.
the same problem as me earlier. You might need to
Oh,
bump
move
the
it up.
bottom of your editor up a little bit.
There we go. Yeah. There we go. We'll do that. Okay. I'm gonna hit clear. That's not how you type clear. That's still not how you type clear. That's how you type clear. All right. So now I'm going to CD into my directory. Okay. So I'm in here. And what do I do? So I'm going to go into the packages. There's a script in here somewhere. Where is it? So rigging it, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So I do have Bun installed, but I also have npm installed. So maybe I'll do npm. Does it matter?
You have the option, but if you're going to use bun, then I would use the riginit :bun command.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to go npm run rig, and it's -init, right?
Yep.
Init. Let that run.
Yeah, and then people can see kind of how much slower this is compared to bun.
Yeah.
It's significantly slower.
Yeah, I see. Well, it ran very fast.
Like so. I would say it's like 3 times slower, maybe.
Really?
4. Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Ain't nobody got time.
We're gonna run.
Are you doing anything? Are you doing anything squirrely with like private registries or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
So what do I type? Bun, and does it run? I don't use bun.
Bun. Yep.
There we go. Bun run riginit bun. Sounds hilarious. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I canceled the npm because, as I said,
nobody got time.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, Sweet Brown doesn't have any time for that. And so we'll let that run. And this is much more fun to watch. So.
And that's why bun's so good these days. And actually, I know a lot of people just use bun just because it's faster at installing packages.
That was pretty quick. Block 4 post installs. Run. Okay, here we go. Oh, so I have my local development environment. I need to find it. And it is, what is it, here? So this is the URL that I should be passing.
You don't want the HTTP or HTTPS or whatever. You just want the base
URL. Okay. So just the base URL.
Yes,
none
you
of
need
this
to
stuff.
like delete that part after you paste it in or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we do that. Boom. Now I am using SSH because Studio supports SSH. Now, should I say yes for a browser sync?
I would say no, just because in order for remember that browser sync works with a proxy, and so you have to install a certificate for the proxy for that to work.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna say no, and yeah, that's the port, and yeah, we're gonna do that. Okay, so here we go. Review the config at config.json and tweak themes settings as needed. If you enabled HTTPS, generate a local certificate. Okay, I haven't done that. Start development server with live reload npm run dev. So should I use bun run dev?
Yep, you can use bun for whatever, but just because you installed with bun doesn't mean you can't use npm. So you can actually use npm commands. The bun run dev just causes bun to install the deps. I think.
Okay.
But I would just stick with bun.
Okay, bun run dev. Oh, is this because?
Yeah, it's because of the thing I shoved in there earlier. So you'd have to right now you'd have to actually create a block first, or because you cloned the repo, I think you have all of the Git. Your local environment's not working.
Yeah, can't provide a secure connection. Maybe it's because when I set it up, I used SSH.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, you know what we're gonna do? That's fine. I'm gonna just kill this one with fire, and we'll just do. I'll have to redo all this, or can I just change this? Hold on, settings. Maybe I can just edit this. We're gonna turn off custom domain. No, I'm gonna turn off HTTPS and see if this makes any difference. We'll start this. And we'll refresh this, do this. Okay, let's just see now. So if I go here,
and there is
local,
there is a command. Just so your viewers know, there is a command to create a certificate built into WP Rig. So if you're like, for whatever reason, like adamantly like, hey, I want to be using HTTPS this whole time for whatever reason,
right?
There is a way. Well, and I honestly, to be honest with you, I don't test that command very often because I don't use that command very often. So
Okay.
if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I don't know, but yeah, there is a command built into WP Rig to generate the certificate for browser sync to enable the proxy or whatever, so you can get all that working. It's just a little
Okay.
bit more barrier to entry, so I don't like.
Yeah.
With.
Okay. Well, so it doesn't look like the URLs are working for me. That's fine though.
Okay, so let's go in and check.
So we have
I'm
WP
curious.
Rig here.
So check if you have it all working. Like if you go to the environment without the dev server, it all works. So right.
Well, it's showing it in here. So this is the environment directly clicking in from Studio.
Yeah. Okay.
And it looks like it needs to be built, maybe.
Yeah, it probably does need to
Let's
build. I mean,
activate
you
this
can
thing.
activate it now,
Oh,
and
oh.
it'll look
Internal
weird.
server error. Oh boy, I broke something. That doesn't seem to be good.
Error logs? Curious.
Oh, I don't know. Let's just see. Do I even have logs? Settings. Let's go. HTTP is disabled. Okay. You know what we're going to do? We're going to turn this off. We're going to hit that. We're going to restart. Okay. This is probably because I'm trying to do custom domains and all kinds of dumb stuff.
I love that you're testing with WordPress Studio though, because I honestly.
Oh my God, what is this? That doesn't. Okay. You know what we're going to do? This is what we're going to do. When all else fails, delete everything.
Create. Yeah.
Delete. Delete site. Yes, we're going to delete site. So this is going to, I'm going to have to rescaffold. That's fine.
I have tested with WordPress Studio and it does work in there.
Yeah, it's probably because I was doing, I'm just going to set this up without the, I've had the SSH stuff cause problems before. So I'm not surprised. It's not anything that you're doing at all. So we'll just, we'll go in here, get this going. I'll go CD, AP, content, themes, let's see if it remembers, get clone. There we go. Oh, every time I have to SSH. Keep forgetting about that. Yeah, okay. So I'll go CD, WP. Oh no, sorry. Okay, so bun. See if it remembers. Run. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so now I need to come back in here and I need to come over here. I need to get where's my settings? I need to get this with the host, right? But get rid of the HTTP and all that goodness. Yeah. Boom, do that. And then hit no, and then that thing, and then this thing, and then, okay. So we did that. Start developer server with live npm run dev. So the only thing I should have to do now is just get the dev server running with,
it tells you to run dev, but you can actually do bun start or npm start. If you use npm, you can do npm start. If you use bun, you can do bun start. But yeah, you can actually type bun start. It's a little easier.
Something's
maybe let's check the config.json file. So if you go into I don't know if something's like just out of whack or what, but like in the root of WP Rig, there's a config directory.
Mm-hmm.
Then there should be a config.json in there now. And yeah, so live true, HTTPS false. Like it all looks right to me. I don't. And that's your URL right now in WordPress Studio is localhost 8889, right?
Should be. Yeah. So if I go to the site, localhost 8889, it works there. Well, let me just see if I can just bypass the proxy part.
We just won't do any live reload. Apparently, you won't get these browser sync. But just know that while the dev server is running, even if browser sync isn't running, it's still building your files, so you can just manually refresh as you're making changes.
Huh. Okay. Well, this is I'm getting the same error, so it has nothing to do. I wonder if this is an incompatibility with Studio.
I don't think so, because I mean, let me try to. I'll maybe what I hosed earlier is hose in Studio too. I might just need to revert those changes.
What if I just say false? What if I say false to the live? Like, so if I stop this and I start it again. So it's running, watching for changes. I wonder if just
there's I think now it's just not going to open up browser sync. I think,
which is fine because if
like I said, it'll still build. It's just that you'll have to just like manually hit Command R,
manually reload
on the keyboard,
right,
to see the changes. But yeah, you won't.
Let's see. So this,
like, you don't have to rebuild manually. You don't have to like type in npm run build every time or anything.
No, like I'm running start. So something's just not happy here, and I wonder what it is.
I already have Studio open here too. So I know I have a version. I have 3.1 installed on here, and I know for a fact it worked. And it's working right now, actually.
So we're running the same. So what did I do then?
But that's what I'm saying though. I'm wondering if the thing that I hosed earlier. So I'm gonna create a new site in here and see if it does the same thing on mine.
Okay. Yeah, that's just not very happy. So let's get the CLI open in here, and we'll see.
Well, so here, while we're fumbling around with this, I will show. We could take this opportunity to show off another feature here. So
sure.
One annoying thing that I noticed when it comes to theme development is that there's like, especially if you're building like a standard WordPress site, there's all these things you have to do in WordPress to kind of like get it set up the way you want it to get set up, right? So WP Rig comes with some commands that ease that pain a little bit. So can you open your terminal? Well, do you have WP Rig installed or WP CLI installed globally? And B, can you terminal into your that Studio environment?
I am right now.
Cool. So like if you run WP space rig space dev_setup, what happens?
Like that?
Let me zoom it in a little bit. That's right.
All right. Let's see what happens. I did notice that CLI is running very slow. And I don't know why. And like the site's still trying to load the admin. So it's going to run slow here, but this is the Studio CLI, and so this status is okay. You know what I haven't tried doing is turning it off and back on again. I haven't done that yet, which could be the case. It could be just something that there's a file that's not use Lando like a real dev. James Welbs in YouTube. There we go. What's this saying? Installing FakerPress, downloading installing package. I'm talking. Okay.
Yeah. So this command, what it does is it not only does it install a curated list of plugins that I feel like are ideal for theme development.
Okay.
But it also changes some of your base WordPress settings. So the intent here is to run this right after you run Reginette and run the first build and all that stuff. This will go through and it will like create a page called home. It'll create a page called blog. It'll set those pages properly in the reading here under settings reading. It'll go set those appropriately. And so that way you don't have to do that, right? And so basically the idea here is let's get WordPress itself set up for theme development, essentially, right? And so that's the first command I wanted to show you, and it sounds like it worked perfectly. And so now
it's just running slow, and I think it's because Studio's running slow. I don't know why it's running slow. Switching that theme seemed to have
made things down.
Yeah, but what I'm thinking is maybe I need to turn the like to basically like turn the server off and turn it back on. Maybe there's some configuration file that it's, because, yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's something. The SEO framework. The SEO framework? I know somebody who's the author of the SEO framework. That sounds very familiar. Do we know? Okay, so that's running.
Okay, so
let's go to the admin.
Okay, so now I want you to run another command. This other command is a command designed to build a bunch of fake menu items for you.
All right.
So this is
Kevin
so
goes,
you can start playing around, like designing your navigation and writing all the CSS JavaScript for your navigation without having to manually go create a bunch of pages and manually go into the menu manager and manually create all the menu items and all that stuff. Like you don't have to do any of that. You can just type in WP space rig space. I think it's just fake menu items, like with underscores. So fake underscore menu. Let me double check this here on the documentation. I always forget this one for some reason.
Well, it's gonna yell at me if it's wrong. It'll just or this I'll typo a command that just burns the site to the ground. No, it's not yelling. Oh, okay. So I do know the author of the SEO framework, Kevin, who's lurking in chat. There we go. Okay, so that's done.
Yeah, so it did it. So now if you go back into your WordPress admin, I think...
Well, I can't get there. That's the problem right now.
Oh.
So I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to start it again and see if maybe that has something to do with it.
You can't get into the admin at all? Oh, because the theme is active.
Failed to start the server.
We killed WordPress Studio.
We killed WordPress Studio. What? Gutenberg's, no, where is this? Where's the log?
Curious. Let's see if we can replicate it on my end here.
WP Rig. Server is not running. Failed to start site. Failed to start WordPress server. Unreachable.
See, it's this PHP WASM stuff, man. I mean, I'm as excited as anybody else for PHP WASM, but I have found it to be slightly tricky to work with.
Yeah, but this doesn't look like it's an issue with PSP. With PHP though, it looks like booting WordPress. CLI failed to start WordPress server. It's unreachable. So is there something? I'm wondering if there's something in the configuration that is. If I get rid of this, is that going to be a problem?
Well, hold on. Are you hitting the proxy URL or are you just hitting the regular URL?
I'm hitting the regular URL because I turned proxy off because it was also failing. But maybe I can put it back on.
Well, then I don't think WP Rig is the problem here.
No, I'm not suggesting it is. I think it's something. There's something that's doing something. Yeah. See, it says can't provide a secure connection. But what does it need to?
I'm curious now if how my studio operates here.
Like if I go. Weird. Yeah, it's super weird that it can't start the server. But it's saying it's... Hold on. Let's get the CLI open. Well, I apologize. This is kind of dumb because this is not... This is nothing, this is nothing that you're doing here. So this is saying it's offline. What is it? Theme? I can't remember. Is there? No, there's. Doesn't tell me. It's going to tell me it's offline. Okay, so I don't think I can do anything about this. I'm going to try something. I'm going to just rename this and try to spin the site back up. Start. Now, of course, I just updated Studio, so maybe that's part of it. don't know, like, why there wouldn't be anything in here that. Huh. Okay.
I got it working on mine. It works on my computer, Ryan.
Okay. What version of Studio are you using? Check for this is
So,
1.7.2.
About WordPress Studio version 1.6.6.
Okay. So that's an older version of than what I'm using.
What do you
I'm
want?
using the latest. I'm on 1.7.2.
Okay.
And okay, so
What did you say? With what? It says Apple Silicon or something?
yeah, Mac with Apple Silicon chip.
Weird. Mine doesn't say that. Are you on an M? Are you an M series laptop?
Yeah. Oh, I'm on a desktop, but yeah.
Oh, you're on like a studio or something?
Yeah, hold on a second. Let's just words, Ryan. I'm gonna download the same version that you have. What version are you running there? 1.6 on
1.6.6. I wonder if it's
I'm gonna download this.
7 thing.
Well, have you updated recently?
No, I mean,
Yeah, that's probably what
no.
can I not download the?
Not that long ago though. What did I install it? I installed it like. I mean, it must have been like 2 months ago. 1.7 must have just came out not that long ago, huh?
Yeah, they're moving pretty quick on the development, but okay, so I can't get an older version of this. The only other thing that I can think is I don't think I have anything else. I don't think I have anything else I can run a.
You don't have local WP installed?
Do I have local WP installed? Who do I work for?
Oh yeah. I didn't realize that. Does your computer just shut off if you try to install it?
Yeah. No. Okay. Let's try something. Let's try something here. I have
It automatically orders you a pineapple pizza and sends it to your house.
Oh, hey now, come on now. All right, we're gonna do this. I'm going to see what I can do here. I'm going to clone CD. Okay, I'm gonna JRepo. We're gonna see what we can do here. Let's see if I can get this working with Docker.
Yeah, try to spin up Docker stat.
Yeah. Where is my? There it is. I need this.
You like pineapple on your keyboard.
Yeah, Kevin. Shut your face, Kevin. Get clone. We're gonna say this, and it's gonna be WP. Okay, I'm just gonna do WP rig. Okay, we're gonna go into there. Oh my god, I have got to do this. It is the most annoying thing in the world that it asks me for that all the time. WP rig. WP rig. And we're gonna open up code, and I'm going to just drop a new file, and no, not that. Clipboard. Come on, clipboard. Drop that in there. It's going to be, you're gonna do this. And we're gonna go, what is it? Themes. I think it's themes. Oops. Themes, and I'm just gonna do that and do this with proper quotes. This is gonna be, what is this thing called? .wp env .json. Yes. Is that right? I can't remember if that's right now. Is there just, yeah, okay, cool. So let's see what happens. Okay, so now if I go in here, and I should be able to npx at WordPress, if I spell it right, env start. Okay, so hopefully this is going to start up the server. Now I haven't initted anything in here, which is fine, but I'll need the URL, I'd imagine, right? So, and now we wait. Awkward silences. This is where we need the music. This is where we need. Okay, so go ahead.
I was just thinking internally. I'm like, what do I want to talk about? And I didn't know if I
Oh
was
yeah.
about
Did
Docker.
Did anyone happen to hear the new song that I created with Suno.com for this new series called Talk Devy To Me? It's in the starting soon thing. If you haven't heard it, okay. What? No, Docker's not running, Ryan. Let's get Docker running. Okay, now I'll try it again. Sorry about that. Okay. All right,
Yeah, I agree, Troy. Like, I didn't even realize I was out of date.
It does. It will ask you if you want to update it. Like, so if you were to go into like check for updates, it'll pop up and say, "Hey, I'm downloading an update," and then it'll just pop up and say, "Are you ready to update?" But I don't know why it's not updating for you. Maybe you don't have
open and close the app. Maybe I've just had Studio open too long. Like I keep
maybe. I don't think there's.
See what happens. I don't think it.
I was just wondering if there was like a check for updates thingy, but maybe not.
Might be. But
Well, I'm gonna definitely like if we can track this down. I'm gonna let the studio team know, because if it's an issue with the latest version, then there might be something going on there. So
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
There's no error logs.
Yeah.
Huh?
There is error logs, but which I have open here, but the error log is not that helpful. It just says feels like the server's unreachable, but I don't know why it would be unreachable. I wonder if the proxy is affecting how Studio talks to itself or something. I have no idea. I'm like literally making things up as I go along here.
Yeah, well, you might want to also tell them that like they might want to add a prompt to ask people if they want to update if they're out of date.
Well, like I said, usually what it does is it pops up and says there's a new version. Do you want to restart or do it later? But maybe that's prompted when you go in to check for updates, because
Oh yeah, it will. Like if I manually go up here and I say check for updates, I'm sure it'll tell me. Oh, see, now it says the latest version is being downloaded.
Yeah. So maybe you have to ask it. Maybe you have to check for updates. So whatever. So you're about to make it not work with WP Reg. By the way, if you update that.
Maybe. I don't know.
Just so you know. Yeah. But anyhow, okay. So this is starting WordPress. So hopefully what this is going to do is this will get the routing and everything set up. I guess in the meantime, what I can be doing here is I can add another window, and then we can do the bun rig. Is it going to remember this? No. Rig init, and then it's bun run rig init bun. Okay, so we'll do that. So that should be building, and we're just in the repository here directly. And I'm going to move this over.
Yeah, it's doing it on mine too. Failed to start the site server. Please verify.
Yeah, okay. So there's definitely something. Oh man, this is taking a little while. Definitely something.
Studio's killing us, man. What's going on, Studio?
I don't know. Oh, come on now.
I've liked it so far. This is the first bad experience I've had with it, just so that all your viewers know. Until now, this is the first issue I've ever run into. So yeah, I like it. I think it's very fast and snappy, and I'm very excited.
I like it. I use it. I mean, it's not, I like it for a number of reasons. It's fun. The CLI stuff is very cool. Okay, so now I have my local host. Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
Oh my God, what is happening? Oh my God, what is that? I just copied a whole bunch of crap. Okay, so where'd that site go? Sorry, what am I doing? I gotta stop drinking before streams.
At 8 o'clock.
Okay, so let's. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. We're gonna say. I'm just gonna say no. Do all the standard stuff, right? Okay. So and then
enter.
it's
you won't. You're
bun
not saying
start.
no,
You said
accepting default.
right. So just bun start, right? That's what I should run.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what we can do. What?
Fail again?
Yeah, why is this not working? Can't provide a secure connection. But if I go here, what happens? Let's just see. So localhost, okay. I go WP admin. Now this is probably just my stupidity or something. My computer.
Well, it could be something going on with your machine, right? Like I don't know what you're working on development wise, but you may have like something that's configured a certain way on your computer.
Yeah, no, this is certainly not anything to do with WP Rig. I mean, if it was, there'd be lots of people having problems with this, right? So, okay, so there's WP Rig. It does see it. So let me try. If I activate this now. Activated, visit site. Okay. So that's working. It's just for whatever reason, the browser sync stuff is not working. Okay. So, but again, I think this is my setup. I probably have something stupid going on, something with my host file. Who knows? So I'm not too worried about that. Okay. But now we have this going on.
Okay.
Okay.
So
cool. So now.
Yeah. We can do all kinds of stuff now. I'm trying to think of something else to show off here. So we already talked about the dev setup. We already talked about how you can fake menu items in there. Although I don't think they got to see that from your screen.
Oh well, let's do that. How do I? So now I have to remember how to call. So here's the
WordPress CLI, right? So as long as you have it installed globally, I think you should be.
Yeah,
good.
but I have to do it. I have to do it in Docker though.
Oh right, you got a shell in there.
So I'll have to just it supports it. I just have to remember how to do it. There's a way to call it. I just have to remember how. So why is my mouse not working? There we go. We're gonna go. Yeah, there's a command for it. Where is it? Run. Okay, so here we go. So we can go. WP, okay, where is it? Run CLI. Okay, so that's all I need to do. So if I do this, run CLI, and it's going to be WP, rig, and fake menu items?
Yeah, well, you should run the dev setup first, though.
Okay, I'll run the dev setup.
Yeah.
Now, what was that? Dev_setup?
Yep.
Okay, so we're... Oh, duh. That's because I have to do this with MPX. My mistake. Because I'm not using this. Okay, so that should run. All right, so that's installing a bunch of stuff. Oh, this is way faster too. Nice. So while we're doing this, we'll take a look and see what's going on over here. See some plugins are probably going to come in. So accessibility checker, faker press, query monitor, SEO framework, theme check. Nice.
Yep.
That was very cool.
You can run run the fake menu items.
Okay.
And I think, hold on, I think there's even a flag you can pass to set it to your primary menu location, like right out of the gate. Let me check real quick. Menu item, depth, prefix, assign. Yeah, you can say assign location. There's a flag you could pass there called assign location. So you can dash assign.
Yep. Assign underscore or hyphen location?
Hyphen. Yep. Assign hyphen location and then equals primary. And that should just say.
Nice. Does that have to be quotes or?
Nope, no quotes.
That was lightning fast. Okay, so
now let's see if you just refresh your page and see if the menu's there now.
So let's see menu. Oh, the front end. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Menu 1, 2, 3, 4. Sweet.
Yeah. So that's so it just it just puts a whole bunch of fake menu items there so that you can just like start styling your nav, right?
Yeah. No, this is great. This is bringing back so many memories of the menu system.
Yeah, and then I think so. Now that you've done that, not that I'm not saying you should do that. I'm just saying like just so everyone that's listening.
Yeah. No, this is great.
If you wanted to go to a block base now, in theory, you could do the block whatever conversion that I showed off earlier, and you should be able to just like easily add that menu to the navigation block. Because I think the navigation block does have like the ability to.
Oh yeah.
From.
So I have to go block based, right? I have to do.
Yeah.
What do I do? It's
editor support. So you do like npm or bun run editor support.
Okay. Editor. I need to move this mic out of the way. Sorry. Editor support. right? I think that's what it is. So we'll do that. So we're on that.
Yep, and then
Okay.
and then
God, that
if
was
you wanted
fast.
to go fully block based, you could go to, but you don't have to. You're good with just that. But if anybody wanted to go to fully block based, I could just use the block based command to do that. Although I did notice when I demoed this yesterday that when I ran block based, it still was showing the widgets and menus area. So I think
Oh, okay.
that block support or the block based one might need some work still.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. Okay, so now I've got the editor. So that's what the editor,
Yep.
that
So
editor command did.
yeah. So
right?
now let's see if you go into if you go in and try to create like a page template, right, and throw like your header in there, with the navigation, I think you could just select that menu you created. I think you could just drop it into the navigation block, and then you're like good to go. I think.
Okay, so I don't have a core header.
Yeah, so in here it's going to tell you that it does that to me sometimes too. So you can like I think there's a block pattern called header or something. And you could just drop the block pattern in and then delete whatever that wannabe header is in there right now.
Oh, unsupported. I'll move this up. Boop. Up there. Okay, so if I go in here now, this is the navigation. I should be able to your point. So I should be able to switch navigation items. I did. That was super easy. So I save this. Now this is what template. This is the front page template, which I don't. Is that? Did that work? That must have been that, right?
Yeah, the page just looks weird, I think, because you don't got a lot of content on it. But you could just use Faker Press to
content.
slap a bunch of content in there if you wanted.
All right, so let's go. Where's Faker Press? Faker Press. Erase fake data posts. I never use this, so you have to tell me how to use it.
I also don't use it super frequently. I don't know if you can fake. I'm wondering if you can fake just the front, like just the home page.
Oh, well, I'll just take where's the pages? Oh no, I have to go to settings. I have to go to reading, right? And then I go, okay, so yeah, it's going to show home. And then I have to go to pages, edit home. Whoa, there you go. Okay, and here, let's just add a bunch of, convert to blocks. Okay, that makes sense. Because I'll do that, save this, refresh, and I have a whole bunch of awesome, amazingly written content.
And I guess we don't really need Faker Press either. You could just like throw a bunch of block patterns in there.
Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna switch all the way to block based. So bun, run, and it's gonna be block based. Run that. That's done. Come back over here. Go back into. Just gonna go back into the admin here. And so if I go posts, add posts, this should be the Gutenberg experience. Very cool.
Yeah, and just so everyone knows, in any one of those paradigms, whether you're using the classic or universal or block-based approach in WP Rig, like you can throw blocks on a page in any one of them. Like in none of those situations is the classic editor enabled and the Gutenberg experience disabled.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay.
Yeah,
that's good to know. So like if you did want to remove the block editor experience.
Yeah, you'd have to install the classic editor plugin. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. Now for the thing we've all been waiting for. I want a new block. I want to build a block. So we're going to go block new dynamic, right? So bun. Run block new dynamic. Now I have to pass it some stuff, right? I have to give it a name.
The first thing you pass it is like the lowercase name, and then you have to say name equals, and then like kind of the title of the block.
Okay. Now can I pass more things? Like if I wanted to indicate the namespace, or if I wanted to indicate some of those things that I would do with create block, just because that's where I'm coming from, like would I be able to indicate that here? Or like if you wanted to have all your blocks be the same namespace in block JSON.
Yeah. So I don't think so. I think you'd have to go in and edit each individual file and like to set that up. I think.
Okay, which is fine. Just a question. I'm not trying to like expose anything. I'm just like
no. It's cool. It's designed for simplicity.
Oh, so I ran into an error. Blocks are not enabled for this theme. So I have to enable blocks, right?
Yeah. Yep. And so that's on purpose. I put that little blocker there on purpose because
That makes sense.
again, this is to support.
Oh, right, because what you're saying, being able to submit this to the repository,
Right.
you have to
Right.
opt into that. That would be very cool. Can I make a suggestion from a developer experience point of view?
If you try to create a block, have it do that automatically.
Well, not do it automatically, but ask you. Be like, oh, hey, I've noticed you're not, the theme is not enabled for blocks. You know, should I do that for you? That would be very, very cool. I don't know how much effort
Agreed.
that
No,
would be.
I think that's a great idea.
Just because if I've gone through the process of writing this all out, there's a good chance that I actually want this to happen, but I also maybe want to make sure that I know that that's a thing, you know? And anyways.
Yeah, no, that's a good call out. Like, you know, if they start creating blocks, you're like, hold up a second. Like, are you sure do you want to enable block support? And then let them know.
And maybe
hey,
it's like,
so
do you
know
want to
this
do this
means
because you won't be able to submit it to the repository? Like, just
Right.
sort of call that out. Okay, cool. So I have a block now. So if I go it's run dev. Oh no, start, right?
You can do bun start, bun run dev. There's like a bunch of different ways to do the same thing.
Uh-oh. I broke something. Oh.
Ooh, what's it mad about? You're dead?
Mad because my slug had hyphens in it. So maybe
I wouldn't
that's not
expect
something.
that to cause an issue, though.
It looks like it's... What file is this in? Where is that? Oh,
it would be in your it would be under blocks under assets. So it'd be under assets, blocks, and then the name of your block.
So that's cool. That's cool. So but it's yelling at me about the WP rig block, my cool block. Where was that? Be registered.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Is that's either in the block JSON or in the index for the block itself. Right.
Well, the name that's correct.
This is a build error, though, right? ES build.
Yeah, it's a build issue.
A build error. WP rig block, but then it's going right into my cool block. I swear I've tested with a block that has hyphens in it.
Yeah, build all blocks. So this is it. This is the issue here. Oh, is it because I had uppercase? No. Okay, so you're changing the first character to uppercase and plus block slice 1. Interesting. So I wonder, okay, if I were to delete that block, I would just go into assets and just delete this block entirely, right?
Yeah. You could just delete the whole folder.
So if I do this now and I don't call it my cool block, what if I call it my cool block? We run that. Run start. Oh, and the proxy's working now.
Is it really the hyphens?
It looks like it's the hyphens.
I tested.
No, I'm running a dynamic block. Maybe it's the difference between a dynamic block and a static block. I can test it with. Okay. So there's dynamic block and some
like going ham in the issues tab right now on GitHub. Like, guys, we're relying on you to keep track of all these things we find, so I can
go. Okay, so let's go. Name. Oh, there's 2 hyphens. Anyways, okay, let's see. Name hyphen. Name is going to be, call it test 1. Test 1. Okay, so this is a static block with a hyphen, and if I run start, okay, it's definitely the hyphens. The hyphens are breaking things.
Man, damn hyphens! I swear I fixed it. I know it because I ran into it and I was like, oh, that sucks. And then I thought I fixed it, and I don't know. Apparently I didn't.
That's okay. I mean, you could just do something like block dot replace. and just do like hyphens, replace with nothing. See what that does. Or plus. No, that's not it.
Oh, well. It's no big deal.
Then that maybe? Let's see. No, that didn't do it. Did it break something? No, it's not doing it. Anyways, I'm not going to mess with your source code because I don't know what I'm doing. All right, so we'll just get rid of that. I think, yeah, so there's something going on there.
I would just ask Jen to fix it for me.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we'll just leave that. It's plus. Oh yeah, see Kevin in the stream telling me what I'm doing wrong because I'm not doing it right. Okay, so all right, so that's good to know. But that's an issue that is easily addressed. So I'll get rid of this one, and then I'll do the start again, and we should have server. Oh, weird. So that one.
It actually made it, even though it gave you the error.
So 888. So why? Okay, so this is weird because the 8182 works, but it doesn't look like it's an actual. Well, oh, this one's running 8182. What? Oh, because I have multiples of these running. Okay, so that's dumb. So I'm gonna. What was that? 81. That's 8182. So I'm gonna kill this one. I'm gonna kill that terminal. So this should be working now. Nope. Oh my God. Cancel. What am I doing? Okay, so that seems to be working. So I go into the edit now. I'm going to edit this page. And, uh-oh. Okay.
Block not there? I'm trying to watch you on this other screen, but it's a little delayed.
Yeah. Okay. I think something's up there. So what was the name of this block? Oh my God. RW. I have to refresh this, maybe reload. Question. Okay. Oh wait. So the build will just be building that block. What did I call this thing? I don't even remember. It's called my cool block. All right. So I need to find it in here. My cool block. Example block. Okay.
I don't think you should have to restart the dev server after you've added this new block. But since you started the dev server before you even, well, no, you didn't start the dev server.
I had the dev server in a weird spot. I was like, I just
restart the dev server and see what happens, because maybe it didn't pick up that the block was there and so it didn't build it.
No, it's there. It's it's here. That's the block.
Okay, cool. It should just be like a block, right?
Yeah, I'm just, the proxy's acting up again, so I'm just going to go directly through like the URL from Docker. But okay, cool. So this is my block. So if I want to look at this block, I can see I have. Okay, so you're automatically adding color support for text and background. Interesting. Cool.
Yeah, and the rest of this just follows like regular create block, like development workflow essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you're just going to build a block like you normally would with JSX.
How are you handling the enqueues?
Oh, you did the dynamic. I did want to touch on this. So you'll notice that I did take a liberty here in how we're creating the dynamic block. Mm-hmm. And just for developer experience, I did, so I have it creating the save, the edit.js is using the server-side component or server-side render component.
Oh, I see right here. Okay, yeah.
So the idea is you could just write PHP in the render.php and it'll just show the same thing on the front end and in the editor.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. You can opt out of it, obviously, if you wanted to. But
sure, yeah, you would just change it to a different component and make it do something different. Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Sorry, this is yelling at me because because the coding standards are different on my machine than anything else. You're supposed to have the spaces in here for WordPress coding standards, but it doesn't matter. I just have it auto configured to save everything. Like anyways.
So WP Rig does come with like ESLint in it, and so there's like a conf folder in there. So if you wanted to set up your editor to like automatically change your code as you're saving and stuff like that, you could do that. You just go find all the stuff and where it's at. Same thing for
Right.
PHP CS too. So when you're coding your PHP, if you want to like have your PHP change to follow like WordPress coding standards, because WordPress coding standards are built into WP Rig, um,
Right.
then you could set your editor up to do all of that automatically. You just have to.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an additional process, right? You'd have to like
Right.
go through. We have a document that you could go through, and it tells you like how to set it up for VS Code. I use PHP Storm, so there's no document for me. I just know how to do it in PHP Storm. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, you just have to
Yeah.
configure that, and because the vendor folder is already in there, so you have to go point it at the, the runtime
Yeah.
file or whatever. And
I like to add it to my package JSON for the JavaScript side of things. So I'm just going to do this and see what happens. I was just checking to see if the prettier, so you can add like that. There you go. I just fixed it. So because I have mine set up to autosave, but it's just using prettier, like general. So
Yeah.
this is using the WordPress standards.
Yep.
Which is just, that's really easy. It's already in there, and I don't have to do that. You might want to consider adding like a .prettier file
yeah,
in here.
yeah, that's a
If
good
you
idea.
want.
I like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, just to like have that set up for you, because
Because a lot of people use prettier. Actually, I was thinking.
Yeah, I think there's like VS Code comes with it sort of like built in out of the box too, right? So it's
yeah. There's what's the new hotness that everybody's using now instead of prettier?
oh, I don't know, Kevin.
Starts with a B. Where's
That's-
Kev? Kev, jump in
that's a
here.
Kevin
Tell us what the new hot JavaScript
linting thing.
new
I'm sure
JavaScript linting. It starts
he
with
probably wrote it. That guy.
Biome.
Is that?
Yeah.
See,
It's
he knew.
Yep.
Kevin.
Over the line, Kev. Thanks, Kev. Appreciate it. Yeah, I was thinking about adding Biome.
JS. All right. Cool.
So, yeah, so just so your viewers know some of the other stuff it does, we don't have to demo it, but like so there's a whole another command we didn't talk about, which is bundle. So let's say you've already spent however many hours like developing your theme and you're ready to go and you want to deploy it. You can run npm run bundle, and what that'll do is that'll create a whole new theme in your directory, and that theme will have the name of your theme. And so what that process does is it white labels all of your code for you. So all of your, anywhere where WP Rig is mentioned in the code base anywhere, it will change it to the name of your theme that you set in the config.json file. And then it will also, you also automatically lose all of the source code. So it just builds a whole new theme that doesn't have any of the source code stuff in it.
I'm sorry, so that's done in config.json, or it's done in theme config.json?
I don't know. It might already be in there. It might not be in there. Hold on. Yeah, open config.json and see if there's something in there called theme and it has all the details of the theme. Is it in there?
There's theme and enable blocks. It's true.
Hold on, I can't see your screen yet. Theme.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so go back to config, or go up to config.default.json.
Okay.
Pitch. I do have. I'm already working on a new version of Rig that does this, and so it's just not in there yet. Yeah. So grab the whole object that says theme, and put it in the config.json. Yeah, just grab that whole thing, and then you'll need to add whatever that blocks one. You'll have to add that back in there.
Yeah,
enable blocks true. Yep.
Oh, so there's the name. We'll call it RWC.
Yeah, if you change all the name, the slug, the PHP namespace, all that stuff, whatever you change that to, when you run bundle, it's going to create a new theme in your themes directory that follows those naming conventions. And
let's do it.
Have any source code in it at all. All the code is all minified. All the PHP stuff goes up with it too. And I think the block stuff is new. So I'm pretty sure I tested bundle. I'm pretty sure it ships the blocks, but it'd be interesting to see if it can ship the blocks.
Okay, so I've set that. I'm gonna run bundle right now.
Yep.
And we'll see. It's completed. Holy crap, that was fast. So where would that?
That's ES build, man. ES build is super fast.
Where would I find it?
In your themes directory.
I don't have a themes directory.
I think you're looking within WP Rig. You need to look in WP content.
Right, but this. Okay, let me.
Like, is your
So this,
project scoped to the theme? Is that what happened?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. So our yeah, so it's right there.
Yep.
So this puts it at the same directory as wherever rig is sitting, right?
Correct.
So
Yeah. And it
inside, so
also
it's
it automatically creates a zip file for you too. So if you want to
yeah, it's
deploy
right
this
here.
somewhere else, you could just deploy the zip file and then unzip it, obviously at the source or whatever. But yeah, so if you were to like go into the admin of WordPress right now, you should see a new theme in there called RWC demo.
Oh,
And
interesting.
yep, and
Let's
then you
take a
just
look here.
activate it, and it should look exactly the way WP Rig did.
Okay, so appearance, themes. So that's the active one, and I should have one in here. Oh, you know what? I don't, because it has nothing to do with rig. It's because I'm using Docker, and the way that I've built it out is my Docker file is it's loading this source code as a theme. So if I was in if this is inside the WP content folder, yes, this would absolutely work. So this should be, yeah. Let's take a look at that. Let's grab that file. We'll take a look at it. Where is that? Where'd that go? I go.
Oh, I think I
It's off
understand what you're
screen.
saying, because you have one.
Yeah,
folder,
because
bunch of themes,
yeah,
just
so like
injecting
I just
them
have
all
a
in
single
the same
folder.
place.
So
Yeah.
that's just the way I have it set up. If I can ever find, sorry, I'm going to put this back so you can see what I'm doing here. I just want to look at the users. I'm not sure. Repositories. So let's open up. Okay, so if I were to so this is the contents of that directory that I just unzipped. So this is the sort of built version of that. So this is all, yeah. So there's like no source files. There's all this stuff. That's cool. So you don't need to run like Composer or anything. It gives you all the files that you need right in here, right?
Yeah, no, there's not going to be a vendor folder. It's not going to be a node modules folder. None of that is going to be in
Very
there.
nice.
Basically, this is a deployment version of the theme that you've been building. So that's the idea. Is it's like, okay, WP Rig is just kind of like you can almost think of it as like a development environment or a development theme. And then once you run bundle, it says, okay, now we're going to take this development theme and we're going to spit it out as your theme. And then, yeah, if you go through all the code, like the words WP Rig shouldn't be in that code base anywhere.
Yeah. No, well, let's find it. So WP _rig.
Yeah, we didn't even get to talk about the options framework either.
Yeah.
There's a whole React-based options framework that comes in WP Rig that is probably enabled right now, but you haven't like messed with it at all. But even that, so like if that theme was active, so the namespace that we're like when you're developing with Rig and you have Rig active, you'll see something in the bottom, like it has a standalone menu item that says WP Rig settings. And when you click on that, it'll open the settings page and show you all your settings. And you can change, there's a JSON file you can edit that allows you to change what all the fields are, what they're named, and all that stuff. So you can kind of automatically create an option. It's a basic, think of it as an options framework for your theme. And
okay.
When you run that bundle,
that's this, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that's all built with React, and it has autosave built into it, so there's no save button. And you can and you can just go in there and you can change the JSON file in the code, and it'll just change out those fields, right? So if you want a field for, whatever, right? Anything, whatever options, whatever settings you want your theme to have, you could just easily change the JSON file, and it'll just put them all in there for you. And then you can go in there and like people can enter in whatever you want in there, toggle things or whatever, and it'll save it. And it uses the standard WordPress options function to like grab the theme.
So where would I find that in the?
Oh yeah.
So if I wanted to add something,
it's under assets JS, and then admin,
and then okay.
Oh, it's source. You have to go source admin. Sorry.
It's JSX
built folders. Yeah.
Okay, so in here, oh, nice. Okay, so then this is really cool. So you can, let me hide this. Okay.
So
very nice. And I'm assuming
you can like embellish on the options page, right? So if you know React, you can go in there and like add new settings fields if you want, or different
Oh,
components,
very nice.
whatever. But by
Yeah.
default, it only comes with like a handful of like basic fields essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They're right
if you
here.
know how to read a JSON file, you could just go into that settings fields.json and just change that to whatever you want.
Oh,
And
that's really cool. I can
yeah,
see that being super powerful for like the majority of setting screens that you'd want to do. Like unless you're doing something really crazy like a post picker or colored selector or something more complicated, which looks like it's probably um
add in. Yeah.
fairly easy to add those in.
Yep.
That's really cool.
Yeah. If you know
Nice.
React,
That's
you can go
awesome.
crazy in there and make your settings page like all kinds of crazy if
Yeah,
you. But we just again
that's
because
very
it's
cool.
because it's just base WP rig or whatever. It's just kind of like here's your handful of basic fields and that's it.
This is amazing.
There's also a customizer API too. If you're into like the customizer, you want to leverage the customizer for your theme. That's built in there, and it works the same way. There's a JSON file you edit, and it'll add fields to the customizer for you. That's another option. I added the customizer before the React based one, so the React
Mm-hmm.
based one is like the newest one essentially. But basically, there's a couple of different options of like how to add theme settings to your theme. Just whatever built into WP Rig.
Oh, okay.
I think of like other cool things that we didn't touch on that we don't necessarily need to demo, but like it's cool for people to know that these are there because it does make theme development like dramatically easier. I don't know. We
Yeah.
touched
Well,
on
I
all.
mean, that's the point, right? Like that's the thing that if you're fighting with trying to build out something, then your creativity is tanked. One and two,
Right.
like your efficiency, right? Like how much money do you think you're saving, or making? I should say, like if you had to build out a theme every single time from scratch, and you're charging whatever you're charging, and then it takes you 20 hours, whatever, to do the basics, and then now you use this and it takes you two commands, you're still making the same amount of money, but you're working a lot less. So I don't
Yeah,
know. I
yeah.
think it's
No, that
great.
speeds up things dramatically. So the theme that's on wprig.io, I built that on version 3.1,
Mm-hmm.
and that took me about 3 or 4 hours tops, I think. And most of that was because of the font situation. I was trying to get the fonts all optimized, and that was a nightmare. I ended up adding a
Right.
new. That was actually that's when we launched 3, and then in 3.1, I added a WordPress CLI command that allows you to take any fonts that you've like set in the fonts component, and it'll
Mm-hmm.
automatically download. If it's a Google font, it only does this for Google fonts. If it's a Google font and you have it declared in the fonts component, it will automatically reach out to Google and download the font file locally into the theme,
Interesting.
so that as your theme, when your theme tries to like use the font, it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
have to make requests to Google's CDN. It could just request
Right.
your own local.
Speaking of fonts, are you thinking of, or does it already, like, because like there's a font library, font management system inside, like you have to opt into the editor and opt into full site editing and all that stuff, but are you looking at trying to use that, because that handles up like all the Google font stuff, and that handles a lot of that, and it's like more core focused. I mean, it takes it outside of the theme, and it's downloading into core itself, but any thoughts on that?
I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
everything's.
I guess what I'm unsure of, just thinking about it on paper, like I don't know how
Mhm.
WP Rig would facilitate that any more than it already is. Like I'm pretty sure, like obviously you'd have to like go into your CSS file and you have to like add like once WordPress is loading those fonts for you,
Right.
you'd have to go into your CSS file and then like change your
Hmm.
custom properties or whatever, right, for your fonts, to make sure it's using the fonts that it's
Well, there
loading.
are hooks. Like there are PHP hooks and stuff that you can use to bundle fonts with your theme and inject them that way. But might be worth looking into, because then you're just leveraging how WordPress is handling fonts and being downloaded and stuff like that.
Right,
So
right. Yeah, I guess I'll have to spend some more time, dotting my I's and crossing my T's there. But, and to be honest, I haven't tested a lot with that. And I probably should spend some more time doing like specifically block-based theme development with WP
right.
Rig and kind of testing some of these other nuances out. But
Well, I have a feeling that's probably not your primary. Not that they're not your target, but maybe they're not the primary user. I don't know. Like, do you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
actually that's a great question. Like, do you have stats or ideas around like how many people that are using that at WP Rig are building classic themes or somewhere in the middle or like full block themes?
Yeah, so that's a big reason why why we're here right now is
Right.
I I want to raise awareness about WP Rig so that we can grow the community around it so that we can get more of that because right now there's just not enough people using it to even know like who
Right.
is doing what with it essentially. We do have a form on wprig.io that allows people to submit themes that they've created with WP Rig so that we can show them off in the showcase. That's a thing, but nobody ever fills out that form and submits it. And so it's just like the popularity is just not very high. There's not a lot of people using it. A lot of people don't even know that I've done all this work to like bring it into 2026 modern standards.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that's a big reason why I'm here right now is just to let developers know like WP Rig is not some old thing that's no longer maintained. It is extremely competitive, even with the big dogs like Roots, Sage, and whatnot. Right? Like it has all of the same functionality. Shoot, even HMR is in here, just so you know. So like we've been talking about browser sync this whole time. You can still
Right.
use browser sync, but there is a new HMR system built into there that makes the real time page refresh stuff even faster. We didn't even
Yeah.
talk about that. There's a ton in here. It would take a long time to go through all of it.
Oh, for
But
sure.
I
For
would just
sure.
encourage everybody to like, go read like the last few blog posts about the different versions that have come out. There's obviously a changelog.md file in the repo where you could go see kind of what's changed over time. We have a YouTube channel. There's a WP Rig YouTube channel that you can go to. I do put out videos every time I put out a new version, which I still have to make one
Mhm.
about the 3.2 version I just released last weekend. But like there are videos on there that kind of walk you through what's new in that version. And there's even like a 101 crash course that I made after I put out version 3 on there if you're kind of like trying to get up
Okay.
and running pretty quick with it. And then we have a Discord now too. So if you go to the learn, like if you click that learn v3 tab in there, there is like a couple paragraphs at the top of that page that show that kind of talk about the YouTube channel, and then there's a link to the
Okay.
Discord server. So if
Oh,
anybody's
nice.
interested in like learning like more about like using WP Rig or theme development in general or whatever, you want to join the WP Rig Discord server, you can click on that link and it should let you like join the Discord server, and then you can
Cool.
join the community, and then we can get some of those interesting stats that you're wondering about, like how many people are using
Yeah. Well,
Blockbase,
I
things
make
like
sure that when this video after we're done streaming and it's all live and stuff on YouTube, I'll make sure that we get all the links, all these links up there. And if anyone on stream right now is using Rig and they want to share what they're doing, I couldn't find the showcase submission
that. Oh,
page,
maybe
but I
it's
did
on.
find the showcase page. I just didn't see where the form was.
I wonder if I had to
There's
hide
a
one because people were abusing it. I don't know. I can't remember
okay.
where.
But
I thought it
anyways,
was somewhere, but
if you are doing stuff with WP Rig, let me or Rob know, and we will we'll share all the goodness. But
100%, yeah, and those some of those themes are actually some of those showcase websites are actually really new. That Warren Cat one is pretty sweet. I built that one, and I built it with WP Rig, and it was the project was very large and it was very complex, and WP Rig saved the project actually because it sped up the time it took to
oh,
build
nice.
this dramatically. So it was a lifesaver, and the navigation system on this website is really freaking cool. So yeah, just
Oh wow, that's like a mega menu. That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah, it's really, really cool.
Very cool.
So yeah, and again, this is all built on WP Rig. So I know Rig looks like really plain Jane when you first start using it, and it might seem like kind of blah, but you can turn it into something really cool if you know what you're doing.
Well, I mean, I think the power of a scaffold is that it does just enough to get you started. Like
Right.
one thing personally that I've always hated about some scaffolds is like I spend more time pulling stuff out than I do actually building. Like what I personally would want, and I'm probably not the only one, is like I want everything built for me, but I don't want it to be opinionated because you don't know what I want to build after, you know? Like if I have to pull out all kinds of stuff just to get working again, that sucks. So I don't think plain Jane is I think that's a good thing, for a starter theme system block theme plugin. What am I saying? Yeah, drinking before noon. This is never a good idea. Well, on that note, I think this is a perfect place to kind of wrap her up. I want to thank you, Rob, for taking the time and showing us all this stuff and dealing with all of my technical issues on my side. But this is great. And then, like I said, when a new product that shall not be named yet is ready to go, we'll have you back on and we can talk about it, and you can send links where people can donate, buy whatever it is. We're going to wrap up in the next couple of minutes. So if anyone has any more questions for Rob about WP Rig, or just generally for Rob, like, what he's like to do, let me know in the chat, and we'll
yeah, while people are typing that in, I just want to say, Ryan, again, I know I've thanked you like many times now for inviting me on your show, but thank you so much for having me on. It's been a pleasure. I've been wanting to connect with you for a long time. I'm actually like low key a fan, and so I've been watching you for a while. I love what you did with Crate Block. I love all the videos you've done on Crate Block. I love using Crate Block. And thank you so much.
Well, thank you for coming on. I'm just here. You're the one doing all the hard work with this stuff. This is like insane. I don't know how I would be able to balance like working and doing this, and then like I'm assuming family and personal obligations. So I mean, it's a real testament to what you're doing, like for the WordPress community. I mean, like this takes time. You're not making money off this. So thank you for doing that. And, it's I really want to highlight the fact that like, you are putting your time, blood, sweat, and tears into this. So nice work. Awesome.
I'm glad you like it.
No questions in the chat, but Troy says, looks cool, Rob. Nice work. Thanks for doing the overview. So.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. And I hope there's other developers out there that get as much value out of it as I do. I've used it on a handful of pretty large projects now at this point, and it's been a slam dunk every single time. So and this is every single one of those times was on a team. It was with a team of at least one other person, sometimes 3 other people. I've used WP Rig, and so having the coding standards and those checks and stuff built in and running it through a CI/CD pipeline, it just makes it that much sweeter. Like when you see it working like that, and you're like, wow, this doesn't just make building a theme easier, it makes building a theme on a team of people easier. And so it's like I said, I hope there's other people out there that are ambitious that want to use it and kind of see it for themselves. And if you enjoy using it, by all means, please like join the Discord and connect with the community. I'm trying to build up a little community around it. And share on Reddit or something, right? That'd be great. Like just anything you could do to get the word out about WP Rig would be much appreciated. It's a pretty cool tool, and I just want more people to use it.
Awesome. Well, I don't think we can say much more than that. That was fantastic. Again, Rob, thanks so much. And keep in touch. We'll have you back on, and we'll see what we can do. But we're gonna call it. It's just before 1 p.m. my time here, so this has been an epic long stream. It's been great. It's been fantastic. It's felt about 10 minutes long, but it's been about 2 hours. So again, Rob, thanks so much for having me. Thank you for coming. And everyone else, thanks for joining us on stream. And we'll see you all next week. I think next week I'm going to try to do the Flappy Bird clone that I got trolled with 2 weeks ago. And we're gonna see how that goes. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, everyone. Later.